night was one to remember for number 20, one to forget for the boys in blue, and one for the Hockey East record books. Brian Downey is getting red hot as playoff time nears, and that spells good news for Maine. He notched his third hat trick of the season last night and now has 27 goals in 35 games. The Warriors spent the night being separated from their game plan, and in some cases their helmets, by some heavy forechecking. Merrimack coach Ron Anderson knew the trip into Alphon would be a tough one for his troops, and he was right. Halfway through the game, lightning hit this hockey barn on College Avenue when the fastest 3 goals in Hockey East history were scored 15 seconds apart. 2 of those goals belonged to the visitors, but it would be the only time the lamp was lit behind Mike Dunham. Tonight, a win could put the Black Bears in first place in Hockey East. It's Maine versus Merrimack next. Good evening and welcome to the Alphon Arena. Tonight, Maine wraps up the home portion of the regular season against the Merrimack College Warriors. Hello everyone, I'm Dave Allers. You know, in a league where 4 points separates the top 3 teams, every late season point will be important, and the Black Bears know that, even though they are playing Merrimack, which is currently rated number 6th in Hockey East. These late season games also have implications on the NCAA rankings. Maine is currently number 2 in the East and can ill afford to stumble down the stretch. Dale Duff and Scott Smith return to call all the action, and guys, this game important in more ways than one.
That's right, Dave, and thanks very much, and hello everyone. Well, Merrimack can be considered the new kids on the block in terms of Hockey East, just the 2nd year in the league. Maine, of course, gunning, looking like another 30-win season, which would be the 4th in a row. So it's an interesting contrast of teams tonight. As we set the scene for you, we're going to give you a chance to look at a couple of players to watch, and one of them is a very familiar name for the visitors.
Well, Alex Weinrich, he's from Gardner, Maine, and he transferred from Clarkson to Merrimack. Alex is the brother of Jason Weinrich, who plays for Maine currently, and Eric Weinrich, who's a New Jersey Devil.
And for the Maine Black Bears, it's senior night, and that means one senior, Brian Straub.
Kind of a scary thought, but Brian Straub is the only senior on this Maine team, and he's been a leader since he started here, and he's going to be missed.
Sean Walsh this week said to me that he was a reclamation project over the past couple of years after being cut by the University of North Dakota. Well, that's the scene. Maine against Merrimack. Great college hockey action, Hockey East style. And we'll have the introduction of the starting lineups in just a moment. Well, the two teams have entered the ice surface here at Alphon Arena, and we're moments away from this Hockey East showdown between Maine and Merrimack. You should know that Maine has now won 9 straight games against the Warriors from Merrimack, including last night's 7-2 win. And Scott Smith, the Bears really made it look easy last night.
Well, Merrimack struggled a little bit in goal early on in the first period, and Maine was able to get up 4-0. And that's a tough deficit to come back from, especially when you're playing in the Alphon. And something to note, on a bitter cold evening, this place is full again, Dale.
Absolutely. It is sellout number 102 in a row, dating back about 4 years' time or so. Well, as mentioned, this is seniors night. It's the last regular season home game here at Alfond Arena this season, and that means we have to acknowledge the senior class. As we mentioned, just Brian Straub. So let's go to the ice, and PA announcer Joe Kennedy.
And your University of Maine Black Bears. Now the starting lineups for the Merrimack Warriors. At left wing, a freshman from Moncton, New Brunswick, number 11, Rob Atkinson. At center, a sophomore from Montreal, Quebec, number 16, Dan Gravel. At right wing, a junior from Swampscott, Massachusetts, number 8, Jeff Massey. On defense, a junior from Eden Prairie, Minnesota, number 2, Matt Henches. On defense, a senior from Edmonton, Alberta, number 20, Doug Greschek. And in goal, a junior from Montreal, Quebec, number 35, Yannick Gosselin. The Warriors are coached by Ron Anderson. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight marks the final regular season game at the Alfond Arena for one UMaine senior. After transferring from North Dakota, he scored 7 goals and added 14 assists in 47 games last season with the Black Bears. This season, he has helped trigger the nation's top power play team and has logged considerable ice time on Maine's top defensive pairing. He now has 6 goals and 20 assists for 26 points this season, including his first collegiate hat trick versus Merrimack 2 weeks ago tonight. Earlier this season, he was named to the all-tournament team of the Dexter Hockey Classic. A Dean's List student majoring in computer science, please welcome from Bozeman, Montana, number 23, Brian Straub. Tonight's game is Scott Levitt. Linesmen are John Jones and Andy Henniger. Please remain standing and join the Maine Steiners in singing our national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare the bunkers
the Maine Steiners group consists of Daniel Williams, Benjamin Moore, Kirk Young, Aaron McPike, Christopher Jomay, and John Halley. The officials tonight: Scott Levitt, John Jones, and Andy Henniger. Levitt is an insurance broker in Massachusetts. Jones is a senior research technician in Massachusetts, and Andy Henniger is a salesman from Massachusetts. And there's Sean Walsh, 35 years old, in his 7th season. In some respects, it's hard to believe he's been here 7 years, isn't it?
Well, the gray hairs show that he has been here for 7 years. It was his first year when I was a junior, and he had a full head of black hair.
Well, in goal for the Merrimack Warriors, Yannick Goslin. He's 23 years old. He's a junior. And for the Maine Black Bears, another junior, Garth Snow. He is Hockey East's winningest goalie with 15 wins and just 3 losses. We're set to get underway. It'll be Jim Montgomery on the draw with Dan Gravel. And here we go, game 2 of this series. Remember, Maine beat the Warriors 7-2 last night. Behind Garth Snow, Keith Carney is there playing with Brian Straub. Maine's top line of Montgomery, Downey, and Roy. This is Roy to the corner. Henges takes him to the boards, but Downey has the puck. Now in front, wants to move, tripped up on the play. Puck squirts free. Carney can't keep it in the zone. Now Snow comes out to stick handle the puck, and Gravel knocks it back in. Atkinson can't get a shot off. To the corner it goes, and Maine takes over. Now Scott Pellerin out there with Montgomery. Maine won a partial line change here. Robitaille has it, tried to get it back to Pellerin. Broken up nicely there by Doyle. Now Robitaille tries to just drive it in deep. Now it's cleared out to center ice, where Locke has it for the Warriors. He drops it off to Rosenblatt. He'll make a spin move, try to clear it back to the point, but it jumps out over the line, and here comes Maine. Randy Olson with Robitaille and Pellerin on this line. Passes don't quite connect, and Pellerin, though, has the puck. Centering in front, Olson is taken down on the play, and the puck goes outside the blue line. Now Merrimack tries to break back. Poke check there by Murphy of Maine. Goes to the open corner where Pellerin has it. He's rough to the boards, but does get it outside to neutral ice where Maine has it. Chris Imes will dump it in. Maine wants another line change. Boy, it's really fast-paced here in the first 2 minutes. Tardif now with Maine. Tried to wrap it around where Tomberlin is there. He's crunched to the boards, but Tardif again. Now the Warriors take over. Can they clear the zone? Not quite. Barkley keeps it in. Sends it to the open corner as he's hauled down. Tardif battling with Gibson, and now he'll start back. Moving into the open corner where Snow will play it. Around the dasher smartly to Tomberlin. Now Mike Barkley hits the skate of the linesman and deflects to center ice, where it's driven back in. Both teams make changes, and there's an icing call. Our first break.
It's a quick-paced game, and I talked to Ron Anderson, Merrimack's head coach, and he felt that his team gave Maine a little too much respect last night and found themselves down 4-0 within the first 10 minutes of the first period. And he told me that he's going to have the boys come out and be real aggressive right from the drop of the puck, and that's what they've done.
Well, there's Ron Anderson from Moncton, New Brunswick, and he's done a little recruiting in his hometown too.
There's a lot of good hockey players in the Maritimes, and a lot of schools overlooked.
Now the draw to Straub. He'll tee it up, and Goslin has it between the pads, and he holds on.
You know, we see a score of 7-2, and a lot of Maine fans may say, well, heck, who is this Merrimack team? They've beaten BC, they've beaten BU and Providence this year, so this team is definitely a force.
They won only 3 games last year, and they've already won 13 this year, so it is a much improved Merrimack team. They're not there yet, but they are getting better. Now Gravel battles in the corner, and Dan Gravel wins the battle but can't clear the zone. Up breaks Carney. He'll shoot. Stopped by Goslin, and he holds on. Puck winds up in the net, but the whistle had blown long before that.
Yannick Goslin comes out of Montreal. Quebec here, we'll see some action, early action, some heavy hitting, and Maine, as always, putting a lot of pressure right on. Lacouture could have got an interference on this call, and Levitt let him go. Carney just pumps the puck right to the net, and you'll be able to see the intense action. Everyone's going right for it. You'll see the puck sneak through and go into the net, but the whistle was blown. Steve Tepper and Martin Mercier in there.
Now the Rouen line out there for Maine. Puck goes behind the net. Montgomery sends it back to Carney. Montgomery again, back to Carney. Now he tried to get it back to Downey, but he didn't see it coming for the moment. Now a one-timer by Montgomery is ripped high behind the net. Downey gets pinched to the boards by Rosenblatt. He gets it to open ice where Casale takes over for the Warriors. Intercepted almost by Downey, almost went right on net. Boy, this line checking hard for Maine, keeping the Warriors pinned in, but now they break back. This is Casale rather, breaking in now with Locke, Brendan Locke. Carney has him wrapped up, or at least has his stick wrapped up for the moment. Puck squirts free. To the boards they go. Wraparound shot there by Locke is stopped by Snow, and Maine breaks back. We played 3.5 minutes. We've only had a couple of whistles. No score. Game 2 of this series. Maine won last night 7-2. Snow clears it up, but not out. Now Dan Murphy behind the net with Chris Arms. He avoids a hit. Out it comes to Robitaille at center ice. He's got Pellerin, and Pellerin is in just a little over the head, ahead of the puck.
Scotty takes off, and Martin was following him. Scotty got the feet over the line there. Martin Robitaille, one heck of a player. Maine fans must feel he's related to me or something, because I like him so much. Every coach would love to have Martin on their team. Don't think the Toronto Maple Leafs are watching this little guy.
And again, since we had our last television game, he has not missed a game since arriving on the Maine scene over 2.5 years ago. Eric Weinrich, I say, Alex Weinrich. I knew I was going to do that. He's on defense for Merrimack. In breaks Massey, and Snow hangs on to that one.
Brother Jason Weinrich is still out with a bad wrist.
I knew I was going to say Eric because I watched him briefly this afternoon playing the Philadelphia Flyers. His New Jersey Devils beat the Flyers 3-2 this afternoon.
It was a heavy hit by Scott Pellerin, and watch Scotty going to the boards here. He got up pretty slow, and he hit those boards down low. They don't move. Both players got up a little slow.
Last night Pellerin landed a couple of hits, didn't he? In that first period on Hinges and a couple of other guys. Heavy-duty hits. Scott Pellerin style. Now Maine breaks back. Tomberlin's got Tardif headed toward the net. Barkley 2. Puck score! It isn't exactly how they design it, but it works. And it's 1-0 Maine.
You'll see in this play, Barkley's going right for the front of the net, and Justin Tomlin, you see Barkley come in, and Goslin goes down, and that puck gets deflected, and he really doesn't know where it is until the last moment. You'll see him make a desperate effort. No thank you. That's in the net.
We'll wait and see on the deflection. It's 1-0 Maine. We'll see who they give credit to the goal for. Give it to Mike Barkley.
From our angle, we couldn't tell if Mike touched the puck or not, but you know he went to the front of the net.
It's his 15th goal of the year. Give Tomberlin and give Matt Martin an assist as well. Maine continues the attack. Carney's shot is blocked. Now Snow comes way out of the net to play that and get it cleared to neutral ice. Gibson just whacks it back in. Snow goes behind the net to get it. Very, very active around that cage is Garth Snow. Now the centering pass goes all the way down. That'll be an icing call against Maine.
You know, that's just a great example of when there's a lot of commotion in front of the net to just get that puck to the net. A lot of the younger players watching tonight's game, you know, you want to make that last desperate pass, but hey, when there's all kinds of action, a goaltender has a lot of things to be concentrating on, and sometimes they'll let up on the puck a little bit with all the action. Mike Barkley just goes right to the front of the net and tips that puck out of the air.
playing in his 18th game of the year. And remember, he had a leg problem, Charlie Horse or hamstring problem, I guess it was at one point, or knee problem. I take that back.
He had a mixture of problems, Dale.
Yeah, and he was out of action for about a month, and it's nice to see him back. And he'll also be talking to Dave Allers in between periods. He's one of the outstanding students for the Maine Black Bears, Dean's List student, and Dave will chat with him. 1-0, the Bears have the lead. The Warriors putting some pressure on, centering pass, nobody there except Brian Straub. Now the Warriors intercept. Casale can't get it, and Maine rides it out of there. Rua tried to send Montgomery away. The pass didn't connect. So they'll try it again. Downey gains the zone. Carney dips it in deep, where Montgomery has his stick lifted by Gravel, and it's clear to center ice where Rob Atkinson has it. Now Rosenblatt tees it up and fired it high and wide of the net. Now back breaks Maine's Rua. He's got Randy Olson on the wing this time as Maine in a partial line change. Imes just sends it back in so that they can get the change up, and finally they do. Now Casale, now Watt tees it up, goes to the left of Snow and bounces right to Scott Pellerin. He's got Robitaille with him. There's a shot hung on to by Goslin with the glove. There's a break in the action. The Bears lead the Warriors 1-0. A lot better game than last night, huh?
What are we coming back on? Okay.
Okay, there you see the numbers. We played almost 7 minutes here, and Mark Barkley's goal gives the Bears the lead. And on the draw, it's Olson against Gravel, and both of them will get tossed out of there. So Robitaille will take it with Rosenblatt to the corner. Rosenblatt. Now there's a shot wide by Scott Pellerin. Clears all the way back to center ice. Maine trying to put that pressure back on. Greshuk goes back to get it for the Warriors and flips it into his own bench, and we'll have another whistle. Well, there he is, the president of Bright White Cleaning Service in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Actually, he told me earlier in the year that he's leased the company out for a year or so because he couldn't handle business and school and hockey. So he's got somebody running the business.
The entrepreneur himself, Randy Olson. He goes ice fishing. He tries to go ice fishing every Sunday afternoon.
He loves it.
He's definitely an outdoorsman. He loves Maine.
I hope we have a chance a little bit later, because he had kind of a scary fishing-related accident during the summer that I'd like to try to relate to you. Turned out to be nothing, but could have been serious. Behind the net is Tim Doyle. He's being checked by Tomberlin, who was a late starter for Kent Sulphi.
Kent got a sore elbow.
Snow, look at him handle that puck. He's a third defenseman out there as well. Now Matt Crowley pins him into the boards, but we've got a man down for Maine, and it's going to be a penalty on the Warriors.
Well, I don't think Levitt saw it. Teal Flower came in behind and cross-checked Barkley right from behind. Not too many people saw it. We'll see here, right? It'll come on your right side of your screen. Follow the action. Watch number 10. He just takes Mike Barkley. Nice little cross-check to the back. He's got a smarts a little bit. You don't feel that one coming. Levitt was watching the play. I don't know, how did he miss that, Dale?
That's Excedrin headache number 10. Teal Fowler. Well, Scott Levitt, you may remember the name. He was the last time we were on the air, we were talking about him a lot during the night as Goslin hangs onto that little roller. But Scott Levitt was the man during the BU series. He was the referee the first night on Friday night when BU coach Jack Parker went ballistic. And Hockey East Commissioner Stu Haskell decided to make the change to, I forget who the referee was the second night, but
Raposa came into town.
now Atkinson moving in with a shot on, stopped smartly there with the pad by Snow, and Maine breaks back. Tepper at center ice, connects with Carney, who's rushing from defense. Now Mercier, his wrister, gloved by Yannick Goslin, and that was a quick glove by the man from Quebec. He can be a hot goalie.
Keith Carney, leading assist man in Hockey East, just dumps it off to Martin. He just has a nice quick wrist shot going. Goslin just snags that one out of the air, Dale. Gives a little show for the fans.
Here, a nice little save by Garcheneau in that end, says, hey, I can do it too.
Maine isn't the only team that goes to the net. You can see Merrimack. You're going to get right down there and see Garth.
And number 16, Dan Gravel, gives him a little how do you do after he makes the stop. Greshak against Montgomery. Gravel in there as well. Now Roy takes over from Maine. Greshak can't catch him. Centering pass in front, knocked down by Goslin. I believe he did get the stick. I'm not sure whether someone knocked it down in front of him, but it was from point blank range by Montgomery. And we've got a pass with the hand, and so we've got the whistle. As we look at number 25, Howie Rosenblatt, a draft pick of the Boston Bruins. One 0, the Bears lead. We've played 9 minutes here in this first period. Maine clears it in, but that's icing, they say, on the Bears.
Chris Imes didn't get to the red line and just dumped it in. I want to try cutting those mistakes down as much as possible. This is a great opportunity for Maine to really fine-tune their game coming into the playoffs.
And a chance for them to jump into first place, at least temporarily. Boston College does not play again until tomorrow afternoon. Maine currently is 1 point behind Boston College in second place. A win tonight, 2 points, puts them 1 point ahead of BC, at least until we see what BC does tomorrow afternoon. Maine guaranteed at least third place in Hockey East, and guaranteed at least one home playoff game, only one, of course, and then the final four, if you will, of the Hockey East goes to Boston Garden. Now behind the net, Imes tried to wrap it around. Goslin stopped that. There's another shot on, and it's hung on to by Goslin, and he'll take a whistle. Well, the crafty freshman Chris Imes with a little wraparound move.
Trying to sneak one in past Goslin. Jean-Yves Roy right at the doorstep. Jean-Yves and Goslin are very good friends, personal friends. They're both from Montreal. And they enjoy playing against each other. You'll see Chris Imes. He's just going to try sneaking this one right around with a Goslin moves right over and is real strong against that post.
Chris Imes says, hey, my mom and dad are in town this weekend, and I wanted to get another goal. He got one last night. His mom saw him play for the first time as a collegiate last night.
In Birchdale, Minnesota.
Population 7.
5 miles from International Falls, the famed International Falls.
Yeah, he says his farm that his folks live on is right on the border. So if his mom and dad are here, that means the population there today at least is 5. Now behind the net, Maine having trouble with it momentarily. Now they clear the zone where Maillet takes over, playing with Weinrich. Now it's John Barron. Briefly had control. Maine regains, and now the Warriors will try it again. Jim Gibson is number 7, one of the many freshmen on this Merrimack squad. But here comes Robitaille for Maine. Rister partially blocked and went wide of Goslin to the corner. Gibson goes and gets it. We're halfway through this first period. The Bears lead the Warriors 1-0. Now Cooper Naylor, number 18, tries to move in, but Maine rides him off the play. Olsen just flips it to center ice. Doug Gresham drives it back in. Snow leaves it and then sends it to the corner. Atkinson goes down. Pinned to the boards is Mike Barkley, who is back and ticking after that Hit from behind. Massey's shot on, stripped away smartly by Garceau. Flipped to center ice. In fact, it's flipped all the way down there. And what do we have? An icing call, I guess, on Maine. There's a break in the action. The Bears with a 1-0 lead.
Can you run that a little bit? You'll see how goaltenders have to concentrate here. We'll get a goaltender's view of this puck coming in on Garth. You can see all the commotion there, and Garth trying to get a peek at it. Nice low shot right on net, and he just steers it aside. Great camera work.
Now Maine breaks back. Barkley with Tomberlin and Tardif sticked away, and the Merrimack's Warriors try to break out. Casale and Rosenblatt stopped by Snow. Rosenblatt intercepts and tees it up. Stopped by the blocker that time by Snow. Maine takes over once more. Maine out shooting the Warriors 7-3 so far, although I don't think they put those other two quick ones right there on the board yet. Now Brendan Locke tried to headman the puck to Casale. Now Rosenblatt tees it up. Stopped by Snow. Rebound cleared by Maine. Ooh, that was dangerous for a moment. Lacouture starts back. He'll tee it up. Blocked in front. Still with the puck behind the net. Ridden to the boards. Now Mercier joins in, but is taken out of there by Merrimack. Agostino Casale, number 14, broken up by Eins's skate. Squirts back in the line where Martin Mercier has it. He's bumped to the boards, but here comes Tepper. Centering pass, backhander by Lacouture, stopped by the goalie, and the Warriors break back. Wing to wing, this is Findlay. He'll tee it up, and it's stopped by Snow, and look at him clear it. Still, though, kept in by Maillet. No, they say it jumped out over the line. Boy, Mr. Snow can really handle that puck.
Definitely an asset out there. Steve Tepper really coming on this year and finishing the year strong. That whole line, Lacouture and Tepper, Martin Mercier, they've really been an asset for this Maine team. They come out and bang hard, and they get some great scoring opportunities.
Lacouture is 6'3", Tepper is 6'4", and Martin Mercier is 5'9", but he thinks he's 6'4". Plays like he's 6'4".
Plays like he's 6'4".
Now, from that heavy-duty, hard-hitting line to the fleet of foot, and the goal scoring of Montgomery, Roy, and Downey. And you get a feel for what this Maine team and the depth it has. Back to Matt Martin, who will just fire it in deep. Now Goslin comes way out of the net. Now he's back in, and Roy has it in the corner. He's rubbed up there by Gibson. Montgomery gives a man a hit. Now breaking back is Merrimack. There's a shot on, stopped by Snow as it was from the stick of Barron. He gives a man a hit. He's playing like a man possessed here on this shift. Now back breaks Roy. He's got Downey. They crisscross. Shot on. Score!
You see Jean-Yves just cut across. Goslin's moving, and he makes a shot and fakes it. Everybody freezes up and just lets one go. We'll see, this puck gets deflected off the Merrimack goal, or the defenseman's stick, and Goslin just missed that one. That one right off his glove.
For Jean-Yves, goal number 31 on the year. Point number 71. And it's a little bit of an early birthday present for him because he turns 22 tomorrow. Happy birthday, Jean-Yves. Now in front, Robitaille loses it. Tim Doyle sends it to the open corner. Now Straub has it for Maine. Look at him play it all the way back to Snow. And oh, he got caught up in his skate for a moment. Oh, boy. Now Robitaille cranks it up for the Bears. He's got Pellerin. They play pass back and forth. Robitaille's high shot, gloved by Goslin. And he says, well, let me just hold on to it here and we'll take a whistle.
It's a smart play. Let everything slow down a little bit. Give Jean-Yves a chance to rest a little.
Now, let's take a look at just a moment ago in this clear back to Garth Snow. Watch.
This almost backfires on me. You can see bouncing puck coming in. That puck just hit Garth's pad. That was very lucky. See, Garth was playing it smart. He had his legs fairly close together. I've seen a few of those bounce in.
I remember the Bowling Green goalie last year. Every time I see it going back, it wasn't from his own man. It was actually, as I recall, it was from Mike Barkley, who was trying to clear it from one end to the other. Paul Connell. Remember, that was the guy's name. Paul Connell, the goalie for Bowling Green. Now Tomberlin's shot is blocked down, and Rosenblatt tries to start out, but the freshman Pat Tardif takes over for Maine. He had 2 goals last night. Driven back in by the Merrimack Warriors. Snow is there to play it. Casale, now he centers it because Snow was out, but no one's there but Maine players. This is Tardif. He's got Barkley left and Tomberlin right. Shot on, hung on to by Yannick, the Goose.
Well, Garth has got to pick it up a little bit when he's back there with that puck. He almost got caught out of the net prior to that nice Maine rush.
There's the freshman, as mentioned before, had 2 goals last night. He's got 13 for the year. Remember, that's the guy that broke Jean-Yves Roy's scoring records at that junior league last year. So you know what type of potential he has.
Another product of Grant Stanbrook. Traveling the back roads of Quebec.
6 minutes, 24 seconds left in this opening period. The Bears have a 2-0 lead. And looking for more. Shot on, sticked away by Goslin to the corner. Darren sends it around the dasher, but not out. Maine keeps it in. Tepper takes a hit from Greshuk, and it's cleared outside the blue line. Lacouture brings it right back in, but Tepper had not cleared the zone, so that's an offside play against Maine.
Dave Lacouture from Natick, Massachusetts.
Has a little hockey sense to him. His father coaches a high school team down there. You can always tell those coaches' sons, no matter what the sport, they have that 6th sense, if you will. Ron Anderson, in his 8th year at Merrimack. Now Downey tried to drop it for a while. Henges takes him to the boards. And the Warriors start back. This is Gravel trying to move in. Does. Backhander, a weak one. Stop. Still with the puck is Atkinson. Now it's Downey on it for Maine. He'll just flip it up where Montgomery has it. He's got Kearney on the other wing. Now he moves and drops it for Downey. His blaster is stopped and it's cleared out. Atkinson almost had a breakaway, but instead the Warriors will be called for icing.
That's interesting. Merrimack floats a guy right on the far blue line. They'll be missing a man in their defensive zone looking for a breakaway. They've done that consistently last night and through the evening so far tonight.
There's the senior class. Brian Straub.
See, Jean-Yves, he can score goals, and he does a great job here back checking. Takes his man right into the backboards. Doesn't let him go to the net.
Now Maine's Pellerin tried to keep it in, but ridden under there by the Warriors. Now it's Randy Olsen on it for the Bears. Back in, they'll come to Robitaille. Dropped for Olsen. He goes down on the play, as does a Warrior. And Merrimack starts back. This is Gibson trying to move in against Imes. Gets the shot on, but Snow is equal to the task and sends it to the corner. Now Robitaille at center ice for Maine. Martin gains the line and leaves it for Olsen in front. And we're going to have what? We've got a whistle. And we're going to have our first penalty of the night. And we'll take a break in the action.
Tight, stick, work in the corner, Justin. Left corner.
has a power play opportunity as Teal Fowler goes off for the Bears, for the Merrimack Warriors, that is. And the shot off from the face-off is hung on to by Goslin. So Maine with this chance now. First penalty of the game. It goes to this man Fowler. And the call was roughing.
We'll see Steve Tepper hang right in front of the net. Justin Tomlin down low, and Tardif will try to hang high in the slot area looking for the shot.
Again, Goslin covers up on it. You saw the quick stat that Maine is #1 in the league on the power play. And Merrimack is one of the bottom teams in terms of killing penalties. 7th out of 8. Maine was 2 for 4 on the power play last night. This time, Sean Walsh has Tepper out there with Tomberlin and with Tardif. Martin and Imes. This is Martin, deflected in front, wide of the net. Locke trying to work behind the net against 2 Maine players. Tomberlin has it for the Bears. In front, sticked away and cleared out of there by Brendan Locke. Bears with a 2-0 lead on goals by Barkley and Rua, and trying to go 3-0 on the power play. Montgomery out there now in front. Tardif tried to get a shot off, and someone partially blocked it on the stick. All the way back down. Snow headmans it up ahead to Montgomery, but Maine's unit was changing up, so he has to wait. Now Straub to Carney. Holding now to Montgomery. Back to Keith. They play pass. Waiting for a movement in front. Now Casale intercepts for the Warriors, and out breaks Rosenblatt. Actually, he'll just rag the puck and try to kill some time. Now Miller dumps it in, and you see the time on the Maine power play, the first one of the night. Here comes Jim Montgomery. Gains the zone and holds. Now Straub tees it up. Knocked down in front. Roy tried to tip it, and here's Montgomery. Downey. Back it'll come to the point. Straub thought about one-timing it. Now Carney. Blocked down by Rosenblatt, and he clears it the length of the ice.
Boy, Jean-Yves just taking a beating in front of the net, away from the puck.
Downey has ridden off the play by Gravel, and Merrimack clears it again. So much for the numbers. At least this time, the Merrimack Warriors did an outstanding job of killing the Maine power play. It is now over. It's back 5-on-5, and here come the Warriors. Gravel in front. Look at that save by Garsnow. Holy smokes. The quick left pad save, and back breaks Robitaille. In front it'll come. Pellerin gives a man a hit, and he winds up in the net, and Pellerin is going off.
Scott's going to be off for interference here. Kind of a questionable call. Mr. Levitt gives him a seat here. We'll see it coming in off to the left side of your screen. Both guys going for the puck. Hey, just give me some room here. Gives him a little shot.
Well, they call it interference.
Mr. Pellin getting used to the penalty box area.
Yeah. He's number 3 on the all-time penalty minutes for the Maine Black Bears. But that's the style of hockey he plays. He is definitely blue-collar worker for Sean Walsh. We've got about 2 minutes and, well, now 15 seconds. 2 minutes, 15 left in this first period of play. Maine trying to kill this power play. Snow accepts the pass back and then clears to the neutral ice. Now it's driven in by the Warriors, but Martin is there first. He takes a whack at it. Miller keeps it in. Casale goes to the corner, but now Link clears it all the way around the dasher and out. Now Casale tries to move around, but he took a little extra time and somebody was in offside. Well, an interesting stat here about the Merrimack Warriors. So far this season, the opposition has outscored the Warriors by 22 goals. In the second period, the Merrimack Warriors play pretty much even with the opposition. In the third period, Merrimack has actually outscored the opponent. The bugaboo for Merrimack has been the first period, and it is again so tonight as the Bears lead 2-0.
The bugaboo?
Yes. Moves it in around the dasher. Look at Snow move to stop that one. Imes fires it around the dasher and out. Great clearing effort there by Snow and then Imes. Now Massey tried to send in Gravel, but Atkinson was offside. And Dan Gravel, the sophomore from Montreal, saw a little ice time a little closer to the ice than he wanted.
It's a heck of a line, Atkinson, Gravel, and Massey. Really happy with Rob Atkinson's progression through the year. He's from Moncton, New Brunswick, and he's really turned it on. 12 goals, 19 assists for 31 points. That's not a bad start for the freshman out of Moncton.
And now 45 seconds remain on the penalty to Pellerin. 1:05 left in this opening period. Martin and now Montgomery clear the zone. Roy goes all the way down on it. Now Doyle leaves it for Maillet, and now Gravel. Now Howie Rosenblatt drives it in. Snow is there to stop it one more time around the dasher. Roy can't clear. Martin does. By the time the Warriors get back up ice, the penalty is going to be over. Straub can't quite clear it from Maine. Now it does. Pellerin is out of the box and goes after the puck with Robitaille. Maillet goes back after it. Claude Maillet. Pellerin intercepts, tipped in front. Now it's Pellerin. Again blocked down, this time by Rosenblatt. Puck squirts out over the blue line where Gibson has it for the Warriors. Now Straub tries to ride him off the play and at least sends it to the open corner, and we've completed our first 20 minutes. A good first period for the Maine Black Bears. Goals from Mike Barkley and Johnny Roy, and the Bears skate off with a 2-0 lead.
Huh? Why not? I don't know. We're all set. Hi, Alex. How are you? Okay. You started out at Clarkson, is that right? And you transferred, you sat out last year after you transferred. Test 1, 2. Hey, we're up. We're up and working.
This kid's going to put it in.
Back at the Alfond Arena, 20 minutes on the books. The Black Bears currently with a 2-0 lead over the Merrimack College Warriors. And one of the guys anchoring the Warrior defense this year is a guy whose name will sound familiar to a lot of Maine hockey fans, Alex Weinrich, brother to Maine current defenseman Jason, and of course brother Eric. First of all, let's talk Alex. First of all, you were a transfer into Merrimack. You started out at Clarkson. Well, why did you decide to transfer?
Well, I was recruited by Cap Raider at Clarkson, and things, Mark Morris took over when I came in as a freshman, and things just didn't gel you know, I guess I wasn't part of his plans, but I made the move to Merrimack, and it's been great so far. I had to sit out last season, but this year things have been going very well.
Yeah. Now, when you were looking at schools, not only when you were looking at transferring, but when you're at North Yarmouth Academy and at Northwood Prep, the thought ever come to your mind to maybe attend Maine?
Well, yeah, of course it was always there, being, you know, from Maine, and my brother went there, and Eric and I are a little bit different in certain ways, but I felt a smaller school might benefit me more than a larger school like Maine.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about Merrimack. You guys have put together a pretty good record this year. You've run into a tough February, though. You guys are 0-5. Is your team a team right now that just has to mature some of those younger guys before you can maybe be one of the top teams in Hockey East?
Well, yeah, I think that's true. You know, we've played some pretty good teams lately. You know, a lot of top 10 teams. Our last 5 games have been against top 10 teams, and we're not playing poorly, but we're not doing the things that a mature team does to win. And I think that's going to come, and hopefully we can win some of the last couple of games here and maybe win one in the playoffs.
One of the good benchmarks for your team must have been that 6-5 win over Boston College. That give the guys a lot of extra confidence, you think?
Sure it does. Boston College is becoming one of our big rivals, being so close, and that was a great win. We beat them last year in the playoffs at their place, and that was nice to beat them at our place.
Yeah. Now, you were talking about how you were real happy to be at Merrimack. How is Ron Anderson as a coach? How have you found him? Has he been what you expected?
Yeah, well, Coach is great. He's a great teacher. He's always talking to us on the bench, and you know, you never do something and get away with it, and that's good though, because you won't want to do it again. And he's been very positive towards me also.
Yeah. Now, your brother now in the NHL. Speaking of Eric, of course, anything that you maybe got from him, anything that he was able to teach you as an older brother might?
Well, I guess more about life than about hockey. You know, you know, as you know, he's gone through everything: the college, Olympics, pros, and it's a lot to learn from him. You know, he's done it all, and it's a great help.
Okay, Alex Weinrich, thanks a lot. Part of Maine's first family of hockey, I might say. Alex Weinrich and his Merrimack Warrior teammates currently trail the Black Bears by the score of 2-0.
What are we coming back to?
That was a good first period, you know, to televise. Good action.
Oh, yeah. Hope it stays this fast.
Yes.
Stays this fast. We can go home.
Are you going back tonight?
I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm doing.
Players, because I was one myself, but this is a good place for sting up. Nobody's paying attention. Nobody cares.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I can relate though.
Huh? I'm fine. Test 1, 2, 3. Hi. $15. 10. We're back here at the Alfond Arena. After 20 minutes, the Black Bears currently lead Merrimack 2-0. You know, after playing 4 Hockey East road games, the Black Bears returned to their den last night and came out smoking against the Warriors. Now, with a game just over 4 minutes old, Brian Downey lights the lamp on this tip of a Brian Straub slapper. The Bears were off and running. Mike Barkley's shot on this next play you'll see here. Mike Barkley gets the shot. That's blocked here, but freshman Patrice Tardif collects goal number 12 in the season as he fires home the rebound. Maine's super sophomore line connects again. Roy feeds Jim Montgomery behind the net, and then he finds Downey, who rifles it home to make it 3-zip. The bombardment of Warrior netminder Steve Demore would continue. Chris Imes finds the 5-hole off the faceoff for his 5th of the year. It would be an early exit for Demore on this play as Maine just shelling him. He saw plenty of rubber. He takes a seat, and Mike Donahue takes his place in the twine. Now, he was able to hold off the Bears for a while, but halfway through the second period, Jean-Yves Roy would push this rebound just over the goal line to put Maine up 5-0. Now, the crowd at Alfond Arena didn't know it, but they were about to witness some Hockey East history. This goal here, as you'll see coming up by the Warriors, Quinton Fendelay got Merrimack on the scoreboard, and teammate Jeff Massey would score just 6 seconds later. But Patrice Tardif would put this wrister by Donahue for a record of the fastest 4 goals in a game. The new mark, 4 goals in a time of 1:01, beating the old time by 2:09 set by Maine and Lowell in 1985. Now, one more highlight left in the bag of tricks for Maine. Downey will, on this ensuing play, tip the puck home off this Brian Straub slap shot in a very familiar-looking play. The Hats hit the Alfond ice as Downey completes the hat trick. His 16th goal in the last 14 games. Maine skates away with a 7-2 triumph to stay just 1 point behind Boston College in the league standings. Now, as we take a look at the league and how it shapes up, there is Maine, a point back of the Eagles, but be mindful that Boston College has a game in hand on the Black Bears now. Actually, 2 games with this game being played tonight. They will play tomorrow afternoon at home against Northeastern. Boston University 3 points back of the Black Bears. They as well, after tonight, will still have a game in hand on the Black Bears. So there you see it in Merrimack right now in the 6th position at 7-11 for 14 points. Well, one of the most coveted trophies in college hockey is the Beanpot Trophy. And last Monday, Boston University did what it has done quite often in February, snatched that trophy from its crosstown rivals. BU coach Jack Parker is showing some of the intensity he showed on an earlier trip to the Alfond Arena. His team fell behind early. BC's Steve Hines completes this brilliant rush to put the Eagles up. The Terriers, though, would come back. Mark Christ to Petteri Koskamaki for the easy goal. Now, this was a hard-hitting affair, as you will see. Coming up here, watch this play. This is Tony Amonte of the Terriers. Ouch! Amonte's sandwich. He would be back, though, and he would get even. First, though, BC will forge ahead. Joe Cleary on the power play gets the pass and one-times it by John Bradley. That put BC up, but then it was Amonte's turn. Here on this play, the shot from Phil Von Stefanelli at the point. He pounces on the rebound to score. That evened the game up. And then Amonte would be back to put BU ahead. McEachern comes in, and there is Amonte on the rebound. That put BU up and ahead almost for good. Amonte completes the hat trick on this next play as he helps BU win their 16th Beanpot in its history with an 8-4 win. Now, that win has implications on the hockey poll. This is the college hockey poll as it came out on Monday before that game. You see Maine currently ranked 5th, 2nd in the East behind Boston College, who is 3rd. But Boston College, with that loss to Boston University, they could move up. Boston University right now in that 9th position as well. We should mention Cornell losing to Brown in an upset 3-0 last night, so they will drop down. Boston University has plenty of room to move up. When we come back, we will have 3rd period action. Right now, Maine on the good end of things, leading the Warriors 2-0.
Yeah.
Coming back to us.
Okay. Barkley and Ruiz goal.
That's Barkley's goal? Let's see that one more time. Tomberlin. Well, Barkley didn't get that goal then.
Grishuk.
Huh?
Grishuk is number 20. Grishek is 20.
Barkley didn't get the goal. Barkley's all the way through the crease. There goes Barkley. Who shoots that puck?
No, that's Tardif. That's Tardif.
Oh, Tardif.
16.
Okay, I'm sorry. He looked like 15 to me. We're not coming up to us, are you?
No. All right, the Bears with a 1-0 lead after one period of play. Last night at this time, the Bears were looking at a 4-0 lead, but as both teams get back and ready to play, we're going to give you a sneak back at that first period and show you how Maine got those 2 goals. And the first one came from Mike Barkley.
Well, Mike Barkley's going to be high in the slot here, and he sees Patrice Tardif going to the front of the net and just lets it go. Deflects off the Warriors defenseman and just gets by Goslin. Goslin sees it right here at the last moment, and he just can't get control.
Tomberlin and Martin get the assists on that goal. Then, a little bit later in the period, it was about 8 minutes later, Jean-Yves Roy.
He fakes that shot and has it, everyone puts on the brakes, and Jean-Yves just comes around and takes a nice hard wrister, and again, it was deflected just off the glove of Goslin.
And by the way, for Roy, that goal was his 70th of his career here at Maine, moving him into a tie for 6th place with Dave Wensley on the all-time list. You remember Dave?
Mr. Wensley, a teammate of mine here.
Well, over the years, Maine has had all kinds of success against the Warriors, winning 9 times and winning 10 times as of last night and losing only twice. Sean Walsh has never lost to the Warriors, and these Bears are off to a good start tonight. All right, as we begin period number 2, the Warriors, Naylor moves it ahead, but all the way down, and Carney takes over from Maine. Carney and Straub with Downey, Montgomery, and Roy. Downey, now Montgomery, Roy, and Downey both down. Montgomery is rather. Intercepted now by Roy momentarily, but the Warriors break back. Massey ahead, it'll come to Gravel, but Keith Carney just flips it ahead, and it winds up in the penalty box area.
The cameraman almost took it off the head.
There's a souvenir for Joe Fitzgerald, I guess. He'll pocket that one. Little perks you get with the opportunity there. Some of the first period stats. Maine winning their share of the face-offs. Shots on goal, 16-12 Maine. They also attempted 25 shots. That is called teeing it up.
Well, when teams have a weak area in the nets, you have to get the puck right on net all the time and at least attempt the shots, and that's what Maine has done.
Averaging more than 1 per minute, and now it is the Warriors driving it around the dasher. A walk behind a net, centering pass, stopped in front by Snow. One of the best opportunities for the Warriors, and Snow snuffs it. Now it's Olsen for Maine, with Pellerin. Robitaille's camped in front. Pellerin behind the net, intercepted by Tim Doyle. Oh, what a great stop by Gar Snow moments ago. Rosenblatt just sends it away. And the Warriors want to change up. Chris Imes and Dan Murphy play defense for Maine. Olsen, Pellerin, and Robitaille out there for now, and they will change that up as it's driven into the Merrimack zone. Now Howie Rosenblatt drives it in. It bounces right on King, and he'll hold on. King, what am I talking about? Scott King. Garth Snow.
Scott King, who was up with the Detroit Red Wings last week.
Yeah, nice to see Matt Del Giudice between the pipes for the Bruins, too. And here it is, the great save by Snow.
Warriors right in on him. Garth taking that 6'4" frame and spreading it out pretty wide there in front of the net.
I think that was 25 Howie Rosenblatt that was camped in front there.
Who hails out of Providence, Rhode Island.
Now Tardif gains the line, and puck pops in the air. His shot on a wrister is sticked away by Goslin and sent to center ice. Here comes Massey, hauled down on the play by Matt Martin. gets back up. Now the puck squirts to the corner. On it is Naylor. Cooper Naylor. Link takes him to the boards. Now Gibson tries to make a move in front. Still gains control of the puck. Now Weinrich's shot blocked down in front. Actually hit his own man. And Link takes over for the Bears. 2-0, Maine in the lead. They won last night over Merrimack 7-2. Now Brian Miller wraps it to center ice where Straub has it for Maine. Now it's driven in once they change up. To the corner it goes. Mercier tries to bust in. Doesn't get control of the puck, and it goes to center ice where Gravel tried to send in Atkinson. Partial breakaway. Look at that poke check by Carney. Now Straub with a poke check of his own. To the corner it goes. And Mercier tries to tip it outside the zone. Can't quite do it as the Warriors work hard. Gravelli, and the puck squirts on Snow, and he has to send it away again. Now Massey centering to Atkinson. Watch out for him. Now Lacouture just tips it to center ice. It's an outstanding line. Massey, Atkinson, and Gravel, as Scott Smith talked about during that first period. Downey, can he break in? No, he can't quite get to it. That's an icing call on Maine.
That line's 2 freshmen and a sophomore. Ron Anderson has to be happy with their performance so far this year in their young careers at Merrimack.
Well, the thing about Merrimack is they have had great teams in the past. They won 3 straight ECAC titles in the mid-1980s.
Keith Carney showing why he's an All-American. Uses that reach on Rob Atkinson, then he's going to take him in and give him a good shot. And if they let that roll a little bit, Atkinson gives him a good little shot back and letting them know that he's here to play.
Now Montgomery with Downey. This is Bryant in front, almost tipped in there by Montgomery. He tried. Roy can't keep it in, and Fendelay moves back for the Warriors. Now it's intercepted by Roy. Hey, pass tipped up into the crowd and winds up all the way back to the runway behind the seats.
I thought we were going to get a puck up here, Dale.
Close as we've come this year.
I was ready.
I mentioned the Warriors had won 3 straight ECAC titles from 86 to 89. During that time period, they had lost only 4 times in ECAC play in a 3-year period. That's phenomenal. Then they were independent, and then they joined joined Hockey East. Now there's a shot ripped off by Robitaille. It goes to the corner. Brendan Locke has a lock on him momentarily. Link fires it from the point wide, and Robitaille is there again to the corner with Pellerin. Now the Warriors take over. At center ice, Casale tries to connect with Rosenblatt. Goes right through the wickets, and it's an offside call.
Through the wickets?
Yeah, through the legs.
I like that, Dale.
And Rosenblatt knows it.
You never cease to amaze me.
171 wins for Sean Walsh as of tonight. Looking for a number 172. As you take a look at Keith Carney. Is he Olympic bound? Maybe. Certainly he's got the numbers this year and last year to warrant a look-see. We played 4.5 minutes here in period 2. The Bears with a 2-0 lead on goals from Barkley and Roy. Maine fighting to take over first place in Hockey East, even if it is temporary. Now Tomberlin to the corner, poke checked on the play, and the Warriors send it down the ice. Will it be icing? Yeah.
It's one thing to point out, Maine has only one senior, Brian Straub, but there are several people who could lead the team. Scott Pellerin could go to the Canadian Olympic team, Keith Carney to the U.S. Olympic team.
Jean-Yves Roy,
Jimmy Montgomery. I mean, the list goes on and on of players that could leave.
There's Brian Straub, the senior class. to see the Bears wearing the American flag on the unis. All the sports teams are, I believe. Now behind the net, it's Montgomery holding in front. Now Downey, he gets a shot off as he goes down. It went wide. How he got the shot off, I'll never know. Now it's a long shot on the Snow, and the clearing play is tipped right up into the crowd. We've got a break in the action. The score remains Maine 2, Merrimack nothing. Cooper Naylor, one of my favorite names of the night, a freshman from Pictou, Nova Scotia. And hello to folks over in Nova Scotia and all over the Maritimes watching this game. We've got a lot of folks playing here tonight. Scott Pellerin from Shediac. Naylor is from Nova Scotia.
Atkinson from Moncton.
Claude Maillet is from Moramcook, New Brunswick. So hello to folks over in the Maritimes. Hope you're enjoying Maine hockey on the Maine Broadcasting System. At center ice, it is Barron. Now Roy intercepts. Still trying to get control. Finally, it's taken over by Tim Doyle. Around the dasher it goes, but now it's Robitaille trying to work a give-and-go play. To the corner he goes and gets it. Now Downey behind the net. Maine on a partial line change here as Olsen is out there. Link has it at the point. His try tipped in front. Olsen tried to tip it. And now look what happens after the whistle.
Come on, we got right now, let's go. Don't let it get screened, don't let it get tipped.
Russ Anderson talking to the boys. They got to take care of Mr. Gosline in front. You don't want to let him get hit, or make sure he can see the puck, move the boys out. Randy Olsen says, not today.
He tried. Olsen put back on that line with Robitaille and Pellerin this weekend. Now Robitaille's shot on, stopped, and the Warriors break it over center ice, and Locke goes after it, but that'll be icing on the Warriors. Well, give Locke an A for effort, but no way he was going to come up with that puck before it hit the line.
Martin Robitaille is going to think he's a football player here. Gives it a cross body block.
I think that would be illegal in football. That might be a clip. Rosenblatt was the guy he took down. 2-0, Bears in the lead. We've played 6.5 minutes here in the second period. Olsen holds, gets off a shot, sticked away by Goslin to the corner, and the Merrimack Warriors break back. Here he comes, Gravel shoots, saved by Snow! What a save by Garsnow! A penalty coming up on Maine, and that is the save of the night as he stopped Casale point blank.
Well, Casale's been floating on that blue line all night, as we noted earlier, and that time he just broke free and had a great pass up from the defense. He got behind Tony Link, and watch the glove save on Garsnow. He gets that glove down. Hey, that's a classic save. That's one for the highlight tape.
You got that right.
See, here he comes in his forehand. You see the stick catch him in the back, and Garth just spreads that 6'4" frame out again. He makes a great save.
Well, his 15 wins is tops among Hockey East goalies. His goals against average of 2.86 is second best in the league. And don't forget, Sean Walsh has a guy named Dunham who plays on Friday night.
Come on, Mike.
Best save of the night by far. And it got the crowd pumped up here at Alphon. Now Brian Miller intercepted Barkley, but back comes the Warriors. This is Massey stopping, holding, back to the point to Miller, and he'll fire it around the dasher. Atkinson has it behind the net. In front, centering pass, score! Dan Gravel. As the Bears got caught out of position there, and the Warriors made him pay.
Merrimack converging on the net. Atkinson made a nice pass out to his line mate Massey, and he just tried directing the shot right on net. Gravel was right off to the doorstep there and put it in the empty net. 4-by-6. That's an empty net goal. Garceau just couldn't get over.
Well, for Gravel, it's his 15th goal of the year. Give him 35 points for the year. And their top line showed why right there. Now Maine trying to push it around the net. Blocked in front, and the Warriors come back. It's now 2-1. Hang on. Barron tees it up. Hit the blocker and glove of Snow and popped right up into the balcony.
Well, Dale, so far your stat is holding true.
Yes. Yes, the Merrimack Warriors have all kinds of trouble in the first period, and then they play everybody even in the second and third period. So hang on, folks. There's Dan Gravel, the sophomore from Montreal. And it's 2-1, Maine in the lead. Of course, the Warriors would like nothing better than to play David in this David and Goliath story here tonight. Maine would like to get a little taste of first place again in Hockey East.
That's a good point, Dale. You know, there's no pressure on Merrimack. They're supposed to come up here to the Alphon and get beat, and Maine's just supposed to blow them out like he did last night. Tonight, it's so far looking like it's a little different story.
Downey's shot was high and wide and wound up in the screen. Boy, you talk about red-hot players. There's Brian Downey, 3 goals last night. He has 16 goals in his last 14 games. Yeah, that's red-hot.
Just a quality person also, Dale.
Now Link drives it in around. Goslin is there to stop it. Can't clear it out, though. Link's shot right back on. Tipped wide. Robitaille. Now Olsen tried to work the give and go. Still trying again one more time. Olsen having trouble centering it. Look at the Merrimack Warriors, a little more hop in their skates. Intercepted. Pellerin shot. Score on the rebound. Martin Robitaille.
That's a danger zone right on the top of the circle. Merrimack's got to get the puck out. Scott Pellerin picks the puck off. Just takes a nice one-timer. Martin Robitaille, you'll see him on your left side of the screen. Just pull the rebound right out of the air and tuck it behind Goslin. The initial save, and there's the rebound. It's a nice goal by Martin Robitaille.
Well, it's his 125th consecutive game in a Maine Black Bear uniform. And it's his 19th goal of the year from Mr. March.
Martin heard us make that comment about Merrimack.
Yes. 3-1, the Bears get back that 2-goal lead, and they press for more. Carney sends it in deep. Tardif behind the net, got some room to work. In front, knocked away by the Warriors. Now Atkinson out there now with Gravel, and here he comes again. Carney with him, and a score! Dan Gravel again!
Keith Carney knows there you can be all over a player, but it doesn't do a bit of good if you don't have control of the stick. Gravel just takes a nice little wrist shot and beats Garth over the glove side. Keith kind of recovering there. He lost his footing a little bit. Doesn't have control of the stick. Gravel's able to get the shot off. That's a heck of a goal. It's his 15th, actually his 16th goal of the year for Dan Gravel.
And it comes just 35 seconds after the Maine goal. And all of a sudden it's 3-2. Hang on. Now Barron tries to get off a shot, and Olsen levels him. Naylor joins the fray, as does Gibson. This is Mallet. Claude Mallet tried to get off a shot, blocked, and Maine starts back. Pellerin with Robitaille and Olsen. They can't connect. Now Pellerin gets his own pass, basically, to Robitaille. Back it'll come. Chris Imes tees it up. Knocked away by Goslin. To the corner it goes. Now it's Randy Olsen for Maine. Trying to keep the man away from the puck, and does. Robitaille joins in, trying to get it back to the point to Murphy. Now 4 or 5 players join the fray, and the referee says we're going to have a penalty, and it'll be on Merrimack. And here we go. Maine's going to have another power play. There's a break in the action. Maine leading Merrimack 3-2.
How do you pronounce his name? Mallet?
Maillet.
Maillet? When everyone's battling on the half boards, we'll see Maillet come in off the top of the screen there and just board Martin Robitaille. Everybody's watching the play here, and you have to be smart when you come in and take the penalty. The boys didn't run it too far enough for us, but you have to be smart when you're trying to battle along the boards.
Maine's power play. Straub. Now it's Montgomery, and he fired it a little wide. He had an open left side. Oh, my. He's going to see that one in his sleep tonight. He had a half the net open on the left side and kind of pulled it. Now Roy behind the net. Moving in front, there's Montgomery, score! Brian Downey! Number 20, Brian Downey.
Well, Brian Downey just parks himself right in front of the net here, and Jean-Yves Roy starts the play from behind the net. He makes a great pass. You'll see Jean-Yves anticipating a hit. The puck slides right through, and you'll see Brian on the right top of your screen, more or less just standing out there, and Jean-Yves, nice feather pass right through. Goslin didn't have much of a chance there when you have a natural goal scorer like Brian.
Well, for Downey, it's his 27th goal of the year. It's his 4th of the weekend. And he may be a good bet for Hockey East Player of the Week at this speed.
Merrimack's got to change their killing style. They're just playing a standard box and letting Maine pass through it. You can't let a team that has such goal scorers just pass through your own offensive zone.
Now the Warriors break back 2-on-1. Massey's shot is stopped by Snow, and the Bears can break back, momentarily at least. Maine has regained its 2-goal lead for the 3rd time tonight. It's 4-2 Maine. Now in front, Gravel centering pass. Atkinson goes down. Puck squirts right on Snow, and he'll send it away. Now here comes Maine's Steve Tepper. He'll lug it in over the zone. Now it pops back out. Warriors at center ice. Gibson fires it down to prevent the icing. Snow leaves it for his defenseman. Now intercepted, shot on, stopped by Snow. Rebound shot, score! Backhander by John Barron. And here we go again.
We'll see Merrimack's Gibson right in front of Garth Snow, and he's hooked up the Maine defenseman. Garth doesn't know where the puck is, and Barron just kind of acts a little bit like a sneaky snake and comes out of the crowd with the puck and just backhands one past Garth. You see Gibson there tied up with Chris Imes. Garth looking for the puck, and he just can't get a hold of it. Barron with a nice backhand. Here we can have a better angle. Look at the action in front. Garth doesn't know where this puck is. He has 3 players right in front. Barron has all kinds of time just to bring it to his backhand and fire it past Garth.
Well, as play resumes, there's an icing call on the Warriors. For Mr. Barron, it is goal number 7 of the year, given 13 points for the year. And the Merrimack Warriors saying, we came to play tonight.
Merrimack goal, scoring his 7th of the season.
So it's 4-3 as Olsen and Locke get set on the draw. It was 2-0 Maine after 1 period. And for the first 12 minutes here in this second period, Warriors have outscored them 3-2. Now Rosenblatt trying to break out. He does. Shoots, and it's stopped partially by snow. I think it was going to go wide anyway. And we've got a whistle as the net came off its mooring, and Rosenblatt had a partial breakaway.
Well, he's a big, strong fella, and he just puts the Jets on. Good job by the Maine defenseman there. I can't get the number on that.
I think that's Murphy, 11. Yeah.
Trying to get control of the stick. Rosenblatt saying, what do I have to do here to get a goal? Starting to get a little frustrated. He's a heck of a player. He's got a good quick release, real hard shot. As we mentioned earlier, he hails out of Providence, Rhode Island. One of the seniors. 18 goals, 15 assists on the year, 33 points.
And I should also point out at this time that as it stands in the Hockey East standings, it would be, if the playoffs were held today and Maine was in second place, they'd take on Lowell here in a home playoff game. If Maine ends up in third place, they're likely to play these guys again. I don't know. Now Rosenblatt, Straub, they both go down in the corner. And they'll blow the whistle, and the puck is right underneath one of them. I guess it must be the Merrimack player, as Straub is out. Well, it's been an interesting second period. The first period definitely dominated by the Bears. Not so here in period 2. Seven minutes, 28 seconds left in this second period. Matt Martin, the freshman defenseman, rushes up through the center ice, gets it to Roy. Montgomery and Downey go after it. Montgomery's there first, and now Downey. There's Roy. Tried to one-time it, jumped over the stick. Now Link has trouble against Barron, but Downey takes it from Maine. He's got Roy flying up the right side, moving toward the center, and he's sticked away. Martin keeps it in the zone momentarily, but the Warriors break it back. Now Montgomery, Roy, and Downey again. This is Roy, shot on, stopped by Gosselin, rebound stopped, and cleared by the Warriors. 2 grade A chances on that play. Now Chris Imes, the freshman, tried to work it to Lacouture, drops it now for Mercier, moving in, shot stopped by Gosselin, rebound cleared to the corner. Tepper is on it for Maine, tries to circle, Mercier on the loose puck, and it winds up underneath the man. Now Doyle knocked down, and we're going to have some more penalties here, I think, after the whistle activity.
Steve Tepper will pick up on with Tim Doyle. Steve a little hungry for the puck, digging at the Warrior that was down on the puck. Tim Doyle didn't like it and took an exception to it.
Merrimack penalty on number 5, Tim Doyle.
Well, Doyle is going off for Merrimack,
25,
and Tepper's going to go.
2 minutes after the whistle.
Here we can see I don't think it was Dole that covered up the puck. We see initial rush by Martin Mercier. Rebound will come right out. Actually, this one was a little bit before the problem started. We'll get a good look at it. See, 25 Steve Tepper. He's still hungry. He wants to get that puck, and you'll see Tim Doyle come in from behind and give him a little shot.
I think Sean Walsh wanted the delay of game call on Doyle for covering that thing up.
No, Doyle wasn't on the ice deal. He came in behind later.
Okay, whoever that guy was.
Whoever was down, pulled it in.
But instead, it's matching minors for hitting after the whistle, and it'll be 4-on-4. This is Rosenblatt trying to bust through. Snow sticks it to the corner where Imes headmans the puck to Robitaille. Now he sends away Scott Pellerin. Look at him go around one man, still gaining control of the puck. Behind the net, he'll fly. Now holds, tries to make a play. Weinrich takes him off the play, and then Martin Robitaille gives a man a hit, but the puck gets out over the blue line. This is Alec Weinrich, drives it in. Imes sends it right back for Maine. Weinrich and Pellerin collide momentarily. Now it's Robitaille. Maine wants to change. It's 4-on-4, so you got a lot more ice. Maine has out Montgomery and Roy and Straub and Carney. Straub tried to send away Montgomery, couldn't quite do it. Yannick Goslin comes out to play it. Now Atkinson with Gravel against Straub, centering pass. Behind the net it goes now. Atkinson moved it around the corner, but only Roy there. John Eaves trying to get some skating ice. Atkinson takes him down. Oh, right in front of the referee, and a penalty coming up. Silly penalty from Atkinson, and we'll take a break in the action as the Bears have a 4-3 lead.
One power play goal.
Boy, I like this Rob Atkinson. He's just working his butt off out there, and we'll see. I don't think he tried to get this penalty with John Eads. He just more or less out-positioned him and out-muscled him a little bit. And he was a little upset after that penalty. Just a hard worker. What do we have going here now?
Well, I'm not sure. I think we've got some repair work needed as, oh, we got a cracked glass. Okay. Well, in this business, we call this fill time.
Start filling,
okay,
Dale.
quickly, down to Dave Allers.
See if they're gonna...
Okay, here we go with some of the repair work. When they do get this glass changed, Maine will be on the power play. Atkinson is off. And while we have a moment, we want to remind you of what's coming up next on the Maine Broadcasting System. Great basketball action. March 2nd at 1 o'clock. It's a Saturday afternoon. The top-ranked Maine Black Bears of Rudy Keeling against the current #2 team, the Vermont Catamounts. This one could be for all the marbles in the NAC. It could be at this point. Maine currently 6-1. Vermont currently 5-2. Maine has already beaten Vermont at Vermont a couple of weeks ago. And a reminder that this game will be at Memorial Gymnasium, at the pit on the Orono campus. And what we're going to have now is both teams skating off as they're going to, it's going to take a little time, I guess, to repair that glass. So the referee sends them off, and they'll take the second intermission right here. And we still have 4 minutes and 52 seconds to go here in the second period. So basically, the third period will wind up being 24 minutes and 52 seconds, as they will go with an extended third period. And so it's going to take a little time. So technically, this is the end of the second period. We still have 4 minutes or so to go. The Bears have the 1-goal lead, and we'll return to Alphond in just a moment.
they are going to be bringing out the skill saw down here and cutting plexiglass, which they have done before, and it is very loud.
Can we show that? Can we? Okay. Can we show that cutting the glass? Can we show that? We can just VO it up here.
Steve?
At least for a while, fill a little bit of time.
They're talking
Show me
showing a shot of them
the
cutting
period.
the glass.
Let me know what's coming up there, buddy.
Steve.
End of the first period. Can you just make a line there?
Steve is setting up so that he can get such a shot.
Hey, Dave, try
Yeah.
to find out who's cutting it, will you? The name?
You got a list of the goals?
10-4.
Dave, you're doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, right.
Robitaille,
Yeah.
Gurnell.
No, hard hat.
Gurnell?
Gravel.
Gravel. I can't read. Gravel.
All right, back at Alfond Arena, it's 4-3 Maine over Merrimack as they continue to do repair work at Alfond Arena to the glass, as one of the pieces of the glass just to the left side of the main bench.
I can remember Scott
needs
Pellerin.
repair.
Scott Pellerin hit that piece of glass, and it just broke.
We've got 4 minutes and 32 seconds, 4 minutes and 52 seconds left in this second period. So because it was going to take a few minutes to cut the glass and everything, the referee said, okay, go off. Let's take our end of second period intermission. And so it'll be actually 24 minutes and 52 seconds to go as you see the repair work underway. Woody Carville, an associate AD in the black coat,
You know,
and the other workers.
these guys get to sit around and watch hockey games and really not work too hard during the game. And when something like this happens, they all start scrambling, and everybody's looking for a hammer or a chunk of plexiglass to throw in there.
They're never noticed until they're needed in a case like this. For instance, I remember one night the Zamboni wouldn't start. And talk about him working fast to get another Zamboni over here from Sauk Alexis Arena, I think it was. Or I guess they did get that one repaired. They needed another battery or something. But it does happen from time to time. Well, as far as the game goes, it's a tight one, 4-3, and we've got a lot of hockey to play. Let's go downstairs to Dave Allers. Dave?
Thanks, Dale. Joining us here between, this kind of strange period break is Maine captain Mike Barkley. Mike, this has got to be kind of a frustrating season for you. You're playing in only your 17th game after a knee injury. How frustrating is it for you to be a captain and not be able to be out on the ice captaining?
Oh, it's tough. It was tough going when I had my knee hurt, and spent a lot of time by myself trying to get it ready to go. And I think I'm back now for the rest of the year, and I just want to try and help the guys out now on the ice.
Yeah. What were some of the things that you tried to do while you weren't on the ice? Anything that you tried to do while you were, as a spectator to try and still be a captain?
You try and give guys little tips that maybe they can't see when they're on the bench, and just try and be positive support in the dressing room and do the most you can.
Yeah. Now, we've got a brace here that you now have to wear from that injury. Now, talk about that. This is not really that heavy a piece of equipment. Did it take a lot for you to adjust to get used to wearing this?
No, it doesn't at all. It's molded right to your shin and to your quadricep, and it just gives me some support so my knee won't hyperextend, and I can't even tell I'm wearing it now.
Yeah. What's the chance now that you'll have to play with that for a long time? You're wearing it now. How much longer do you think you'll have to wear this?
Well, for sure for the rest of the season, and hopefully I'll do some work on it this summer and get it back to 100%, and hopefully won't have to wear it anymore.
Yeah. We've got your goal. You scored the first goal of the game. We're going to take a look at it now here on the instant replay. Talk about that. It looked like kind of a confused play in front of their goaltender.
Well, yeah, we gave us some quick one-touch passes, and Justin finally gave the puck back to me in the slot, and I didn't get all of it, but a couple guys went to the net for a few distractions, and it finally just bounced in, and it was a lucky goal, but they all looked the same, I guess, the next day in the paper.
Yeah. It's got to be nice for you to kind of get that goal and get back into the offensive flow after being out of it for a while.
Yeah, it helps, but I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself to score goals. I'm just trying to help the team defensively and give us a lift that way.
Now, your record right now as it stands is identical to where you were last year. How do you compare the teams between this year's team and the team that went to Wisconsin in the Final Eight last year?
I think the biggest difference is we're a lot more mature, and I think the guys have a lot more grit, and they know how to win some games that we were down in Providence. We were down, and we came back really strong, and I think it's going to help us later on this year in the playoffs.
Is this a team that's, I don't want to say peaking because it may be too early to talk about peaking, but is going in the right direction as the playoffs approach?
Yeah, we're trying to get a stretch going. We're playing tough and got to play good defense. Everybody tightens up defensively in the playoffs, so we're working hard, and hopefully we can build it up, get all the way this year.
And Captain Mike Barkley, thanks for joining us in between periods. Mike and his teammates currently lead the Merrimack Warriors by the score of 4-3. When we come back, Dale and Scott will take a look at some of the key plays in the second period.
What's happening down there in the truck? Does anyone know what's going on?
Nobody.
I'm glad you're still alive down there. So that's the best thing that this whole production could have happen.
Paul?
Since you can't...
We're going to do the Roy thing now? The Roy thing. All right.
Just kidding, Paul.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
Paul, what are we doing after the feature? I don't think we're not going to have them. Okay. We welcome you back to the Alfond Arena, where after, well, almost 2 periods, due to some plexiglass breakage, the Black Bears currently leading Merrimack by the score of 4-3. You know, his is one of the most colorful names ever to grace a Maine hockey roster. I'm talking about number 28, Jean-Yves Roy. But as Dale Duff shows us, there are as many ways to say his name as there are people to say it.
Now Roy scores! Moving in, a shot by Roy, and he...
See what I mean? How can one name get so messed up? This guy's the nation's leading scorer, and no two people pronounce his name the same.
That looks like, to me, I'd say Gene. Yeah. Yves. Roy. Looks like Roy.
Gene
Roy. Roy, right?
We could call Gene Viz Roy. How's that?
All right, Jean, once and for all, let's hear it.
Jean-Yves Roy.
Get it, teammates?
I just thought I'd say John. Jean-Yves Roy. I don't know.
Yeah. I'd say Gene Yves. Tell the people how Roy.
Gene-Yves Roy. That's how it reads to me from Boston.
Jean-Yves Roy. How's that?
People here cannot say that. I know that. The R is like...
All right, one more time, Jean.
Jean-Yves Roy.
All right, now everyone pay attention and see if Dale Duff pronounces it that way in the third period. When we come back, we will have third period action. Maine leading Merrimack 4-3.
We're next.
Okay. Barron's last. Martin's Yep.
Yeah.
Gravel and Downey.
Okay. Robitaille's made it 3-1.
Yep. You can throw it right, you know, open it and then throw it right to me, I guess.
Let's say we give a good hand to our maintenance crew. We're getting the arena set up for the continuance of the game. Good job.
All right, 4-3 with 4 minutes and 52 seconds left in this second period. The glass has been repaired. The plexiglass has been repaired. And folks just gave the maintenance crew a good round of applause, and why not? Jimmy Sadie, Bob Laverdier, and the crew here, excellent job and fast work to get that glass repaired.
That's why they get the big bucks, Dale.
That's right. You hear that, Jimmy and Bob? Okay, well, as the Bears get back on the ice here to begin the last 24 minutes or so of the game, we'll show you what happened during that second period of play. Maine came into that second period with a 2-0 lead. Gravel cut it to 2-1. And then Martin Robitaille gave the Bears a 3-1 lead.
Oh, here we can see the turnover, and Scott Pellerin just going to pick this up and just take a nice hard shot. Because Gaza makes a nice save, but then Martin Robitaille just pulls the rebound right out of the air, and that's a nice little goal for Martin. Gives a little, hey, take that one.
All right, that made it a 3-1 score at the time. The two teams swapped goals, and so at a 4-2 score, Barron made it a 4-3 score for the Warriors.
Well, Barron's acting like a little sneaky snake here. There's all kinds of action in front. Gibson's in front all over Garth Snow, and Barron will just come in to the left side of the screen there and pick the puck up and pull it to his backhand, and hey, he just slides it past Garth. Garth trying to regain his feet, and just didn't happen.
John Barron from Billerica, Massachusetts, and it was his 7th goal of the year, and that made it a 4-3 score. And here's the save of the night.
This is a great save by Garth. He tries for the initial poke check, misses, but watch that big arm come down and just pick that puck right on the goal line. And hey, that is a highlight save if I've ever seen one.
And it stays at 4-3 as a result of that. And so the two teams are back on the ice, and we are set to begin. There is one of the goalies from last night, Steve DeMore, who actually started the game last night, gave up 3 or 4 goals, and was taken out of there.
That's a good play. You know, the goaltender maybe has an off night and get some shots in there on him, and hey, you might as well pull him and give him a break. You don't want his goals against to get too high, and just time to regroup. Gives the team a fresh breath of air. And
okay, there it is. You see the numbers on the scoreboard. 4 minutes and 52 seconds left in the second period of play. And as the plexiglass problem happened, you may remember that we had some penalty calls. And it was on Atkinson, and so the Bears have a power play. Also, we've still got a little bit left of time on the matching minor. So as we stand now, it is 4-on-3 Maine. Carney, now Montgomery. Tees it up, and what a blaster that went high. Oh my, that thing had to go 100 miles an hour. Wow, what a blast by Montgomery. 4-on-3, Maine on the power play. Montgomery backhander, Barkley couldn't get a stick to it. Now Carney in deep. Now the Warriors send it away. All right, the matching minors are over, and so now Maine has a 5-on-4 advantage. Remember, Rob Atkinson is off for the Warriors. Now Imes at center ice drives it to the open corner. Henges is there first. Matt Henges. He's leveled there by Maine's Pellerin. Now it's Downey. Pellerin has been after Henges all weekend. Now Straub teed up, but locked down by Brendan Locke. Bar from Yannick Gosling. Now Imes thought about a pass ahead, decides to take it in himself. Henges rides him to the boards. Downey joins in, as does Jim Gibson. Now it goes to the corner. Gibson tries to clear ahead. It goes to Locke. One-on-one against Straub. Hengis joins in. Locke tees it up, and it goes wide and high and ends up in the screen.
You see Scott Pellerin hit Hinges. Hinges is 6'6". He's a tall drink of water for the Merrimack Warriors. Tried getting up into play there. He's from Eden Prairie, Minnesota.
They grow him tall in Minnesota.
6'6", 222. There's a lot of legs on that fella.
Hey, there's that Jean-Yves Roy guy.
See, with Smith, you never have to have a problem, Dale.
Yeah, that's right. Jim Montgomery, look at that. One assist away from tying Mr. Capuano of the Vancouver Canucks. Now Montgomery gains the line. Barkley hits to the net. Here's Carney. Now to Roy. Oh, he had some open space, but couldn't get it onto his backhand from the forehand. Now behind the net. Warriors wrap it around the dasher. Straub keeps it in, fires it behind the net. Weinrich working against Montgomery and Barkley. And finally, it is Rosenblatt clearing it to center ice. Atkinson tips it ahead to Casale, moving in, trying to work it back. Now he gets his own pass. There's a penalty coming up on Maine as the puck winds up in the glove of Garceau, but a Maine player is going off.
Brian Straub's going to have a seat. Brian or Jean-Yves Roy? Jean-Yves is going to have a seat for hooking. Picking up a man coming in down through the slot area. One of his few penalties.
Yeah, he's only got 20 minutes in penalties this year, and for as much stuff as he takes for being the star that he is, that's not bad. So the penalty to Atkinson expired as that play developed, and so the Warriors will have a full-fledged 2-minute power play opportunity here. Maine trying to kill it off. Now remember, the Bears with just the slim 1-goal lead, 4-3. Link around the dasher, tipped ahead by Pellerin. He takes a rap for his effort, but did get the job done, clearing. Maine with a very good penalty killing unit. The opposition has only scored about 18% of the time. It's darn good for the Maine Black Bear kill unit. Now Brian Miller from Calgary moves it in, gains the zone, still with the puck, tipped on Snow, and he'll decide to hold on. That puck just flipped in the air, and Snow came right out and gloved it. Some more stuff after the whistle, and maybe we're going to have more penalties.
Matt Martin's going to have a seat, along with Rob Atkinson, right involved in the middle of the extracurricular activity.
Well, Atkinson knows that spot. He was there about 2 minutes ago. Matt Martin will go off for Maine.
Black Bear penalty on number 3, Matt Martin Low. 2 minutes for hitting after the whistle. Time of the penalties, 18.
Matching minors. Atkinson and Martin hitting after the whistle. Stays 5-on-4 advantage for the Warriors. Weinrich drives it in deep around the dasher. It goes. Barkley is on it first, and he'll clear it out of there. 1 minute and 38 seconds left in what was the second period. Now the puck flips up into the stands. Now with an even 1:30, and my question is, when the time expires in this minute and a half, will the whistle blow no matter what, or what?
No, the horn will sound, and then it'll switch ends.
Okay. So in a minute and a half's time, the whistle and the horn will go, and that technically will be the end of the second period, although it'll be a brief break. Say that 3 times fast. Power play Merrimack. This is Maillet ahead to Gravel. Maine flips it out over the zone. Gravel brings it back in. Carney sends it back out. Now Gravel gains the zone. Naylor goes to the corner with Downey, kicked behind the net. Snow sends it around the dasher, and Montgomery is on it. He'll break in against Tim Doyle. Moving, holding, shooting, and it's a hung on to by Goslin. Oh, he had to be quick with the glove there on Jimmy Montgomery.
That was a great save on Jimmy.
Now Massey headmans the puck. Merrimack wants to change. That allows Maine to flip it outside the zone. All right, the penalty to Roy is over, and here comes a shot saved by Snow on Brendan Locke from point-blank range. Another grade A save by Mr. Snow. Now in front, knocked down by Imes, and the Bears break back, and here they come. Here comes Roy, trying to make a move. Goslin sticks it away, and Caselli clears the zone. Ahead to Rosenblatt, around one man. Locke stays on side as the period comes to an end.
That was a great save by Garth Snow on Brendan Locke. Brendan Locke just one-timed it. Garth was sliding across. His players know it also. They're giving him a little congratulations there. That was a heck of a save. Here we'll take a look at it. Nice pass by... That name is a tough one for me, Dan. Casali. And Brendan Locke just takes a nice one-timer. Garth with great concentration. You don't see many saves better than the couple we've seen so far this evening.
Well, Garth Snow has prevented 2 point-blank shots, and Maine has a 4-3 lead as we've come to the end of 2 periods. The referee gives the 2 teams a brief respite and says, okay, let's go for period number 3. Ron Anderson, a former Boston Bruin player and a Washington Capital. And there's the big guy, 6'6". Minnesotan.
Work hard, stay positive. Work hard, stay positive. Work hard, stay positive.
And here the voice of Sean Walsh.
All right, play is now underway in the 3rd period. 4-3, the Bears in the lead. Shots on goal, Maine 28, Merrimack 24. Yes, it is an even game. Now, Lacouture tipped in front, tried to anyway. Tepper couldn't quite do it. Casali, wing to wing, tries to connect with Locke, who gets a stick on it, just enough to fire it in the Maine zone. Boy, look at here comes Keith Carney. Look at him wind up and come through center ice. Gains the zone. Now it's Mercier dropping it for Straub. His shot blocked. Mercier goes to the corner with Doyle. Now Montgomery is on it. Holding, spinning. Trying to get a line change there. Mercier and Tepper are still out there. Doyle trying to pin both of them up there. Mercier's got the free puck. Martin, back it'll come. Straub one-times it, knocked down in front, and the Warriors break back. This is Gravel ahead to Fendelay, but Straub gets there first. He leaves it for Matt Martin, to Dan Murphy. Now ahead it'll come to Montgomery. Breaking through, dropping for Downey, back to Montgomery, and he goes behind the net to Roy. Now Miller sends it around the dasher for the Warriors, and it is cleared out of there by Merrimack. That's an icing call, in fact, on the Warriors. Jim Montgomery hits the Maine bench.
Come on, Mark, let's get some more now.
Brian Downey, Maine's #1 line, gets a rest.
As we mentioned earlier, the pressure is on Maine in this game to win this. Merrimack just has to come out and keep working hard. I think most hockey people will say, hey, they're expected to lose in the Alphon tonight.
Now intercepted by Merrimack, shot on by Naylor, goes wide. Robitaille and Olsen helped clear it outside the zone, driven right back in by Miller. Now Snow clears. to Olsen. Wing to wing, connects with Robitaille. Pellerin hits for the net, shot on, tip wide. Goslin is down. Maine trying to get another one on net, but is taken over by Merrimack. Naylor just sends it outside the zone. Pellerin almost had the tip. Here comes Robitaille again with Pellerin and Olsen. Holding, shooting, stopped in front, puck is loose, Miller is on it. Here comes Gibson at center ice, driving it in, except that Carney intercepts. Olsen trying to send in Carney. Maine trying to make up some changes now. Tardif comes out along with Tomerlin and Barkley. It's driven in by Merrimack, but that's another icing call on the Warriors.
We heard earlier Sean saying just keep working hard and stay positive. He knows what could be the implications if Maine got beat here mentally. His players could really get down, and going into the playoffs, that might not be good. Here's a near miss, Martin Robitaille to Scott Pellerin. Scott just can't get the handle on it. Goslin playing it smart, puts a stick out and gets a little piece of it. That's all it takes.
Well, Goslin is a junior, but he's also 23 years old. Played a lot of, what I could see, at least in 3 different levels of junior hockey up in Canada. And he can be a red-hot goalie. Just ask BC in the Hockey East playoffs last year. Merrimack almost pulled off the giant upset. Now Greshek tried to clear the zone, hit the referee. Finally, Gravel brings it up. Dan Gravel drops it off Massey. Oh, they're offside. Was it Massey or was it Atkinson on the other side?
Yeah, Atkinson might have got both feet over the line there. This young line of Merrimack's very hungry.
One of them from Massachusetts, one from New Brunswick, one from Quebec. And they're putting on a show for the Warriors. That's Jeff Massey, the guy from Swampscott, Massachusetts. Now Greshek takes a hit. Now Chris Himes just kicks it in the Merrimack zone. Quickly cleared out. Here comes Atkinson. Here comes Himes again to clear it. Now Claude Maillet drives it into the open corner. They wave off the offside call as they clear the zone, and Maine takes over. We've played 3.5 minutes here in period number 3. The Bears with a 4-3 lead. Trying to take over first place in Hockey East, and Lacouture gives Maillet a wrap to the boards, but the Warriors break back. Here's Rosenblatt, backhander, high and wide, comes right along, gets the puck again. To the corner goes Locke, centering pass, knocked down by Downey, cleared out now by Lacouture. Ahead is Carney. He's got Tepper on the right, Downey on the left. He'll shoot, and it goes just wide. Goslin had a glove on it, and it went just wide of the net.
I don't know how he saw that with Steve Tepper bearing down on him like that.
Back comes Rosenblatt. Takes a hit from Straub, but clears it in on Snow, and Maine quickly trying to catch the Merrimack Warriors on a line change. Can't quite do it, though. Gibson drives it right back in on Snow. Now Brian Straub ahead to Montgomery. In, try to crisscross with Downey. They got tangled up there, and the puck jumps out over the blue line. Link drives it right back in, but that's an offside play on Maine, as Downey was caught inside.
Take a look, Keith Carney just taking a nice hard blast. Goslin coming up with the save. See Steve Tepper, he'll be coming right down the middle. Puck just scoots off to the side of the net.
As play resumes, an icing call on Merrimack, and so the faceoff will come back to the right of Yannick Goslin. Here's David Lacouture giving a man a little rap. It's Claude Maillet.
Well, it's coming into your living room. There's the All-American from Princeton, Rhode Island.
Now the Alphon crowd trying to give the Bears a boost. Face-off won by Maine. Martin tees it up, blocked down in front. Now there's a centering pass out, but it's controlled smartly by Gar Snow. Ahead it'll come. Martin can't connect with Olsen. Hengis fires it to the other wing. Now Olsen re-intercepts, and here comes Robitaille over the line. Gravel has a stick on him. Now behind the net, both Robitaille and Pellerin are down, and the puck's underneath them. Boy, Robitaille kept on trucking as Gravel had a stick right in his side, and they keep on working. There he is. Okay, you try it. Go ahead. Who is that guy?
Jean-Yves Roy. I'll try it. I'll keep her going.
You know, the great thing about him is that he doesn't mind. He's so carefree and good-natured. You know, he's one of the best players in the country, and there's no ego problem with him. He's so good-natured. Had a great sense of humor.
Pretty easy to be good-natured, Dale. Things are going as well as they are for Maine and Jean-Yves.
That clearing pass by Murphy ended up into the stand, so that means we have another face-off. There's Justin Tomberlin, as mentioned early in the game, a late replacement for Kent Sulfine.
Kent banged up his elbow a little bit last night. John decided to give him a rest. Plus, it's tough to keep Justin Tomberlin out of the lineup. He's such a quality player.
Puck is loose in front, dangerous. Look at that save by Snow as he knocked it down, then sticked it away, and we've got a hand pass. And Gar Snow had to come up big again. And here it is.
Watch these goals. Watch Garth get up here and swat this puck out of the midair with his stick. Wow. I've seen a few of those go in, though, Dale. Goaltender's bringing it right back into the net with him. He's attempting to clear it here. Great concentration. I don't know if people realize how difficult it is to pull a puck out of the air with a regular stick. It's a little easier with a goalie stick. You have more lumber there, but you gotta have great concentration for that.
Now Mercier goes to the corner. Oh, he takes a wicked hit there from number 6, Alex Weinrich. Now it's breaking back, shot on, stopped by Gar Snow, rebound, way wide there to the open corner. Tepper tries to clear and does. Carney ahead to Straub. He's got Mercier, can't connect. Carney just drives it in deep. Maine wants a line change. Straub is caught in deep. On it is Cooper Naylor. He'll drive it to center ice. Now Tony Leak, the defenseman from Alaska, drives it around the dasher. Maine gets the line out there that it wants, the full line. Roy, Downey, and Montgomery. Behind the net is Roy. He's taken to the boards by Greshek, and the Warriors try to clear, but not quite. Miller, now he does get it outside the blue line. Now here comes Roy back with Downey. Shot blocked down in front, and that one hurt Greshek. Here's Roy, backhander shot, stopped by Goslin. Goes to the corner, still working hard. Downey, now Montgomery. Back to Roy, shot stopped somehow by Goslin. Oh, how he stopped that one. Now Downey trying to keep it in, still working hard, and it breaks out. Atkinson goes after it. Snow comes out to play it. Makes another quick line change at center ice. Matt Martin gets it ahead. Downey is still out there, though, on that line. Now the puck squirts free, and Snow will play it. He's checked. Gets it again, though. Doyle does a nice job to keep it in, but finally it's cleared out. Maillet drives it right back in. Boy, you can see Merrimack's got a little hop to the skate here, playing with the Bears toe-to-toe. Maine leading 4-3. We've played 8 minutes here in period 3. Now this is Casale trying to move in, stops, cuts to Doyle. His backhander pops in the air. It winds up underneath somebody, but Pellerin gets it free. Pellerin up the left wing, gets Olsen, shoots, stopped by Goslin, covers up just in time. And the key is just in time. There's a break in the action. The Bears with the slimmest of leads, 4-3.
What do you want to come back on? That Greschuk, he had heart surgery in '89.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I wonder what type.
Corrective valve surgery.
Back at Alfond Arena, Dale Duff along with Scott Smith, and you hear Alfond Arena crowd one more time pumping up the Bears. Five men against the boards. Finally, it's Carney working it behind the net, wraparound pass, now backhander. Loose in front, finally cleared out by Merrimack. Atkinson almost tried to break in. Straw prevented that. Gives him a wrap to the boards, and Carney takes over. This is great action. Pat Tardif moves in for Maine. He's got Tomberlin and Barkley. Now he goes to Carney. His shot on, stopped by Goslin. Second shot stopped again, and Hingis clears the zone. Two more great saves by Goslin. Maine on the attack one more time. Tardif connects now with Mercier. Shot on, glove by Goslin, and he'll hold it right there.
Boy, Maine keeps testing that glove of Goslin. He comes up big. He's got a quick glove. Showing right there with a nice hard low shot by Martin Mercier. Martin just takes a nice quick wrister. Again, that wrist shot's so important. Goslin. Look how far out he cuts the angle down so well. He plays so far out of the net that when you're looking at the net, there's not much to shoot at.
Well, he's got a record of 7-4 on the year. His goals against average is 3.91. That's pretty darn good numbers. Sean Walsh and Red Gendron with some worried looks. And why not? The slimmest of leads, 4-3. 11 minutes left in third period action. Maine now with 31 shots on net. Now here comes Merrimack, dumping it into the open corner. Snow plays it around the net. Centering pass, jumps over two sticks, finally comes back to Hingis. Around the dasher, he fires it. On it is John Barron. He'll fire a weak one on Snow. Will come out and clear it to Tepper. Steve Tepper and Mercier get back on side. Now Mercier momentarily gets it in, but Gibson lugs it right back out. And then he's broken up on the blue line. Here comes Montgomery for Maine. Jim holds, tries to connect with Roy. Rosenblatt intercepts. Downey intercepts him. Dan Murphy ahead to Downey, shoots just wide as a ripped shot off by Brian Downey. Now Montgomery behind the net, being poke-checked there by Brendan Law. Now a Merrimack player takes Downey to the boards, and we've got the whistle. You can hear that action when they get banged up against the boards and the glass. Ouch.
Jimmy Montgomery's been going after a few of their players. A couple of fellows from Montreal, fellows he's played against growing up in Montreal, and tell you what, he's a fighter. He'll come out and fight every night. And,
well, it's in his blood. You know, his father was a Canadian Olympic boxer in '56. So Jimmy won't back down from anybody.
See Doyle trying to give a little bit to Jean-Yves.
Yeah, see.
This is a typical night for Jean-Yves
Yes.
Roy. Every single night he's out there just getting abused like that, and for him to be able to put the production on the board like he does is amazing.
And as we mentioned now, only 22 minutes in penalties.
Well, he knows that he's better off on the ice. He's going to take a lot before he takes a penalty.
9:48 left in the third period. Here comes Gravel. He's got Atkinson on the other wing. Murphy ties him up for the moment. Imes takes over. Chris Imes heads him in the puck to center ice. The Warriors drive it back in, but they've got to tag up. They would have been offside. Now Atkinson just drops it in. They'll dump and chase. Imes is on it first, though. Rubbed out against the boards by Atkinson. Miller moves in. Shot deflected just wide of Snow. Tipped in front, deflected wide. Now Dan Murphy has it for Maine. Now bringing it out is Maine's Martin Robitaille. Gains the blue line, makes the move. Backhander stopped by Goslin. To the corner goes Miller and Atkinson. Carney stops him for the moment. Pellerin trying to poke check. It's driven out of there by Jeff Massey, and that's an icing call on Merrimack. There's a break in the action, and we'll come back to Alfond after this short timeout.
How will they play these guys? If Maine ends up in third, they play Merrimack?
Yeah, as
Okay.
it stands now.
Yep.
There's that.
Here we'll see a nice curl and drag by Martin Robitaille. Gives the defenseman a puck and pulls it right back. Makes a nice backhand attempt, and Gosling turns it to the side. On the other end, Garth, puck was deflected. That could have been trouble for him. They had him going from right to left, and that puck came back on his right side.
Boy, that had Game Tire labeled on it. But the Bears maintain a 4-3 lead. Montgomery on the draw. Actually, now finally won by Maine. Carney drives it in, but Montgomery has it. Back to Carney. Holds. Back to Montgomery in the slot. Score!
See it, Keith Carney looking for Jimmy Montgomery wide open in the slot, and Gosline's got to be a little disappointed with his help. No one picked up Jimmy Montgomery, and hey, you put a goal scorer in the high slot like that, and that puck should go in the net. A little different angle on it. Just before we went to those replays, Jimmy Montgomery put his stick in the air to the Maine fans, and the place erupted, and he comes right back and gets a goal and has a nice little celebration with it.
Well, it's his 21st goal of the year. It's his 70th point of the year as Merrimack is called for icing. And you can feel a collective sigh of relief here at Alfond as the Bears regain that 2-goal advantage. And there's that fantastic line of Downey, Roy, and Montgomery. You know, along with all of his point production, 70 points, he's one of the team leaders in plus-minus at 28. He is a good one, and Goslin is thinking about suing for non-support. Goslin has done everything but stand on his head to keep his team in. He's faced 35 shots already. Here comes Atkinson, hauled down by Murphy. And the puck winds up underneath him. Dan Murphy was going to make sure that Atkinson was not going to cut the corner there. 5-3, Maine in the lead. Goals from Barkley, Roy, Robitaille, Downey, and Montgomery. So that number one line for Maine, all three have scored a goal tonight. Gravel on the draw, wins it. Miller at the point, drives it in deep. Martin, though, sends it around the dasher to Tony Link. The Bears will bring it out. Now this is Mike Barkley. Holding, backhander in front. Pellerin trying to get a stick to it. Winds up in the corner, and the Warriors try to clear the zone, but can't. Good play by Maine to keep it in for the moment. And we've got a whistle as somebody passed the puck with the hand.
Boy, if the boys down the truck could roll that back. We saw a great break out there, just 4 or 5 one-touch passes, and Maine comes right down and has a great scoring opportunity. You know, Maine works on that every day in practice, just a one-touch pass, almost like a give and go. Some scores in tonight's Hockey East action, the U8. It's nice to see. Lowell coming on strong with New Hampshire. It's going to be interesting to see how these last few games in Hockey East action end up.
Maine's regular season finale is at New Hampshire next weekend. And I'm sure Mr. Umili may have a VCR rolling over there in the Durham area tonight, looking to scout these Bears. Now the puck is driven in by Merrimack, but that's another icing call on the Warriors, as they've had a pile of them tonight.
Dan Murphy not going to let Fowler go right to the net. He was continuing on even after the whistle.
The Kangaroo Court judge. He got me, you know.
We should talk about the Kangaroo Court.
He got me, you know.
Let people know what the Kangaroo Court is, Dale.
Well, basically it's 25 cents per fine, and it's for silly little things, like if you don't have, like if you have some frayed pants on at the cuffs,
they'll catch you.
If a reporter has pants that are a little frayed on the bottom.
I've never been fined, Dale.
You never have been?
No.
I don't believe it.
Better knock on wood.
Gravel trying to move in with Massey. Cleared out of there by Maine. 5-3. Bears with a 2-goal lead again for the 4th time tonight. By the way, I guess the chief offender so far this year has been Coach Sean Walsh. They get him every chance they can.
And enjoy it.
Yeah. Now it's a shot by Rosenblatt in front, tip wide. Maine starts back. Martin Robitaille, look at him go. Backhander wide of Goslin. Pellerin is on it in the corner. Tried to drop it back for Robitaille, intercepted by Maé. Robitaille's got a hold of his stick and won't let it go. Barkley works along the boards now with Casale, and look at him go. Pellerin's got it. Robitaille hits for the net. Look at that pass. Robitaille tried. Now it's cleared out of there. We're going to have a penalty on Merrimack. And again, the hard-working duo of Pellerin and Robitaille, give them credit for causing that penalty.
Howie Rosenblatt gonna have 2 minutes for a hook. You'll see it on the right side of your screen. It's got the stick right around Martin. Take a little seat for that one.
By the way, just to finish up on the Kangaroo Court, one of the first things, one of the first fines of the year was Sean Walsh apparently had a rule saying no swearing or anything on the team flights. And the first flight out, he hit his head on his way in to the plane. And had a word or two, and I believe was fined $1.25. And we're told Dan Murphy's going to get one. He doesn't know about it yet. What was it for again? Kissing his girlfriend in public at the swim meet. We're told by our producer Paul Dowdy. Hung on to by Goslin there for another whistle. Yes, even the judge can be fined. Boy, you can see a lot of pressure off, even though we've got a lot of time left, 5 minutes and 42 seconds, but you just sense it, that the crowd now feels a little more comfortable. There's Dan Murphy. captained his crew team in high school. News Center reporter Rob Caldwell is one of the crew experts in the Maine broadcasting system. Can relate with Mr. Murphy. Now Maine on the power play. Kearney fakes the shot. Montgomery is with it. Watch this one work now. Kearney to Straub. In front it'll go. Downey couldn't get a handle to it. Now Gravel behind the net. Roy. Back it'll come to the point. Straub holds it along that blue line. Waits to make the move. Goes in deep. Roy in front. Banned on the shot. You won't see that very often. And we've got another penalty. And it's coming up on Merrimack.
Brian Miller's going to go off. He gave Jean-Yves a nice cross check. Merrimack's wondering what's going on here.
Well, this may come back to really haunt them. Brian Miller.
Here we'll see it. I guess it's on number 20, Brian Downey. You can see the cross check right in the short of the back. I can tell you that there's no protection there.
And so there's still 1:18 left on the Rosenblatt penalty. And so Maine will have a 5-on-3 advantage. You want to see something click, watch this. Actually, well, let's wait and see. The referee comes over. Actually, Merrimack's going to call a timeout here, and that's probably not a bad move by Ron Anderson.
Well, Ron Anderson's lucky he didn't pick up another 2 minutes there. He was really giving it to 11. A little disappointed with that call.
Well, if he has any hope of all of staying in this game, they've got to kill off this two-man advantage. The Bears with a 5-3 lead, and will have a 5-on-3 advantage, and they can really salt this one away. 5:10 left in the game.
Most teams in this situation are going to want to give the perimeter shots. You know, Merrimack should give Maine the perimeter shots and try to see if we can pick it up here. Maybe not. Try to give them the perimeter shots instead of having the pucks crisscross back and forth in front of Gosselin. You know, those perimeter shots are easier shots to stop, and Gosselin will have a better chance of it.
One of Merrimack's co-captains, Doug Greshuk, goes out and pleading his case to no avail.
Maine likes to slide the puck across and have that one-timer on the far side, the offside positioning.
By the way, one more thing on the Kangaroo Court. I think you could get fined for that statement earlier in the year on the can't shoot something from a canoe. What was that?
Can't shoot a cannon from a canoe.
Yeah. I think that might be a cannon.
No, that. I tell you what, Dale.
I've never heard that before.
Well, you heard it here on the Maine broadcasting system.
All right, Maine 5-on-3. Here we go. Kearney back to Montgomery. Look at him tee it up. Stopped by Gosselin, and he'll hold on. One wants to feel sorry a little bit for Yannick Gosselin for what he's going to have to face here for the next minute or so. John Walsh would like to get just one more. Get a 3-goal lead.
Sean looks a bit intense there. I think he'd like to see a goal here and open his margin up a little bit.
Dick Young, the trainer, and some of the fans here at Alphond look on. Another sellout crowd. Robitaille, Pellerin, Roy, Montgomery, and Kearney. This is Kearney in deep, shooting it wide, a wrister that went high and wide. Montgomery again. Remember, 5-on-3 Maine. Montgomery, Kearney in deep, in front, score!
Martin Robitaille was expecting that to go in the net. Keith Kearney slid it down to him, and it looked like he was just trying to redirect it to Scott Pellerin standing right in the slot area. And that snuck right by Gosselin. We'll have to see on the replay here. Keith Kearney's such a great passer, and he sees Martin. To be on the right side of your screen, you see Jean-Yves off to the left. See Scott Peller's wide open in front. And looked like Martin was just going to try one time in and out, and it looks like he directed it in. Nice goal, Martin.
Yeah, they credit it to Robitaille. It's his second goal of the night and his 20th of the year. Give Carney yet another assist. He's got 2 tonight, and he now has tied, or I take that back, Montgomery was looking to tie with the assist. Carney now has 47 assists. Shot on by Imes is blocked down by Goslin. And Maine still has a one-man advantage. They get the one guy back, Merrimack does, but it's still 5-on-4 Maine. I'll tell you, you put Maine on a 5-on-3 advantage and it's money in the bank. Olsen tried to connect with Tomberlin, couldn't do it. 30 seconds left on the penalty to Miller. 3.5 minutes left in the third period. Maine with its biggest lead of the game. 3 goals. It's 6-3. Puck winds up in the screen, so they'll blow the whistle and call for a face-off.
Patrice Tardif will take a little rest.
And he was one of the Dean's List students. It's pretty nice to make a Dean's List in your first semester in college. That can be tough, that first semester of college life. And
an accounting major.
Accounting major, yeah. Had 2 goals last night. Now Matt Martin tees it up and gloved again by Yannick Goslin, and he does have a quick glove.
Give him that up in his glove. Goaltenders, as long as they can see the puck, they have no complaints. You know, they like those long shots. Matt Martin would have liked to snuck that one by him, but nice hard shot right on net. The banger line.
Lacouture, Tepper, and Mercier. Merrimack clears the zone. Maine looking for its 27th win of the year. And its 14th win in Hockey East this year. Now in breaks Casale, in alone, stops and scores! Oh, what a great cut move there by Agostino Casale to make it 6-4. And once again, Merrimack says, hey, we're not quitting yet, folks.
We'll see him. He's floating around on the blue line again, and boy, he turns up with another breakaway. Moves to his forehand, just slides that by Garth. Garth actually played that very well. He just couldn't get over quick enough.
He's their leading goal scorer, and you can see why.
He's sneaky. He's a little guy, and sometimes you tend to forget him when he's out around the blue line behind the play. That's definitely a set play because he's been playing a zone and a half above everyone else all evening.
Did that all last night, too. That's his 21st goal of the year. Shot on from center ice, stopped by Goslin. Can't clear it, though. Roy intercepts, trying to get it back to Downey. Couldn't get it there, and Locke takes over. He'll just get it outside the blue line. Montgomery dumps it right back in. Now Alex Weinrich fires it on Snow. Tip to center ice. Weinrich drives it again. This time it hits Roy. Alex will play it again. Now the Warriors send it to center ice. Maine sends it right back, and there's an offside play there. There's a break in the action with 2:09 left in the game. The Bears maintaining a 2-goal lead.
You put how many assists they have so that I can know 1 goal, 2 assists, or whatever, right on the same line. That is right there.
2 scores to report to you. The final, Boston University 9, Providence 5. And in overtime, University of New Hampshire 5, Lowell 4.
You see it, 2:08 left in the third period.
And the Bears looking to take over first place in Hockey East by a point over Boston College. BC plays tomorrow afternoon. Now in front, turnaround shot. Barkley goes wide, and puck comes off the dasher, and Goslin says we'll take another face-off. Goslin has seen 41 shots. All things considered, he's played fairly well.
Oh, he's played great.
Yeah,
he's played great. You can't complain about his play this evening at all.
I mentioned just a couple of moments ago, Maine looking for his 27th win. Boy, they're closing in on a possible 30-win season. If they do, it would be their 4th year in a row of winning 30 games. Not many hockey teams in the country have done that in the last 4 years. Robitaille behind the net. Greshuk takes him to the boards, and Rosenblatt takes over the puck. Pellerin, though, takes a wrap to him, but maintains control. Time running out for the Warriors to get this thing even. Will they pull their goalie here at some point? We've got 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the third period. Maine leading 6-4. Gravel, Rosenblatt, and Casale out there. Back to the point it'll come. Shot on. Snow holds on. There's more activity here, as you see. We may have some more penalties. Let's wait and see. As they clear the pack in front of Garth Snow, the goalie leaves the ice for the Merrimack Warriors. And so they'll send out an extra attacker. With 1 minute and 8 seconds to go.
Rosenblatt has had a good evening also for Merrimack. A couple great opportunities.
There's Yannick Goslin on the bench. The net is open in favor of the extra attacker. Miller is out there with Atkinson, Gravelli, Casale, Rosenblatt. And it's cleared out by Downey. We'll keep an eye on the clock there for you. Now just 1 minute left in the third period. 1 minute between this win and first place in Hockey East for the moment. Hines working hard in the corner against Atkinson. Rosenblatt gives Roy a pounding. Now Downey pins his man to the boards, and what do we got? Another penalty, I think. I think a little frustration here setting in on the Warriors, Casale and Rosenblatt. They've had their fists up for the last minute or so. And I think Scott Levitt, the referee, is going to say enough is enough. Only 40 seconds left in the game. He's not going to lose control of it now. Here it is.
You can see Rosenblatt come in here and try running John Eaves. He doesn't even see this coming. Right at the last minute. Kind of steps out a little bit. John Eaves with his head up, and Rosenblatt just kind of lost it a little bit there. He came back in front, and that's when the extra activity started.
Well, Rosenblatt is done for the night. Let's hear the call.
No, he hit after the whistle and a 10-minute misconduct.
Well, you heard why he's done for the night. The 2-minute jobby and the misconduct. Obviously, for something that he said after the play, Casale will serve the penalty.
Well, Casale must have picked one up also, because they're not going to put him in the box to serve a 10-minute. They want him on the ice.
That's true. Wow, they're going to call 2 on Merrimack. All right, they say Casale is going off for elbowing. And Maine's going to get a penalty on this too, right? No?
Mr. Goslin jumps back in the net with 40 seconds left.
Well, it's pretty much, well, I don't want to say it's all academic, but we only have 40 seconds to go. Maine's going to have at least a one-man power play, maybe two.
It's not over until it's over, Dale.
Yeah.
Look at last night, 3 goals in 15 seconds.
That's right. That's right. Very true. Very true. Merrimack's got to send another man in the box. That's what they're waiting for. Someone's got to go serve the penalty for Rosenblatt. Ron Anderson decides to send over number 10, Teal Fowler. All right, Maine with a 5-on-3 advantage. 40 seconds left in the third period. Maine with a 2-goal lead. Robitaille moves in deep. Pellerin now in front. Barkley couldn't get a stick on it. Robitaille with it. 18 seconds left in the third period. Maine's going to win another one. Imes tees it up. Pellerin one-times it, stopped by Goslin. 10 seconds left. Maine on the power play. 5 seconds left. Martin tees it up at the whistle and scores! With 1 second left, Matt Martin gets the goal.
It looked like it might have been deflected in front, but he just lets a nice low blast go right on the ice. You see the puck come back here. He just lets it go. We'll see if it's deflected. Scott Pellerin, or is that Martin?
Can't tell. It wasn't Pellerin.
That might have been Martin Robitaille.
If it is, it's a hat trick.
Martin, the C comes back. Nope, he's not there.
Barkley.
Mike Barkley.
Well, we'll wait and see who gets credit. The game is over. That 1 second is ticked away. And the Bears have themselves a 7-4 win over the Merrimack Warriors and sweep them 7-2 and 7-4 as Sean Walsh and Ron Mason and Ron Anderson walk off. And the Bears will skate off this ice in first place in Hockey East.
Test 1-2, high.
That goal was scored by Mike Barkley. That was Barkley's goal, you know.
Huh?
That was Barkley's goal.
They gave it to him. Barkley.
They said it was Chris Imes wasn't even on the ice.
Who's our star? Roby?
Thank you. There he is. He's, hang on.
Look beautiful, Martin.
Good, nice game tonight.
Thank you.
I'm all set, Paul. Back here at the Alfond Arena, Maine, 7-4 winners over Merrimack, and 2 of those 7 goals coming off the stick of Martin Robitaille, who was our star of the game. Martin, first of all, let's talk about these 2 points, real important points in Hockey East as you guys look at only 1 more league game.
Yeah, we had 2 games left in the season, regular season, and I think both games were really important because we won the Hockey Championship, the Hockey East Championship, and I think we had to win those 2 games to climb that.
Yeah. This is a real important game for you, too, because you've been looking for some offense. You were kind of in a little bit of a slump on your own, and you got 2 goals tonight. Talk about that goal. Let's take a look at one of the first goals that you scored already tonight, if we can. This is the first one off the deflection.
Yeah, this is Scott Portman stopped the puck there at the top of the circle, and he took a good shot, and I was there right beside the crease, and I tapped it out of the air, and was kind of a lucky goal, but I take it.
That seems to be something that you're pretty good at over the years, is tapping it out of the air. Is that something you practice?
Yeah, I play a lot of baseball during the summer.
There you go. Let's. I don't know if we have the second goal. If we can. Okay, let's take a look at that second goal now. Maybe you can describe this one to us as well.
It's a 5-on-3, and that's kind of a typical play we do. When Keith was looking for me, I just tipped it. It was a nice pass by Keith Carney at the point.
Yeah, you guys seem to have a lot of luck. Downey last night and you tonight down low in those plays kind of from the point men to find you guys at the far post.
Yeah, we worked a lot on that during the practice. I think our defense is getting better and better of passing the puck on the side, and we just tip it in.
Yeah. So now for you guys, 1 game left. Does that make it a little easier to focus all your energy on just that 1 game coming up next weekend against UNH?
I think we're just going to have to be concentrating on that game because it's going to be really important, the last game of the season, and I think guys are going to be ready for that game.
Martin Robitaille, star of the game. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot.
Maine 7-4 winners over Merrimack College. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the final things in tonight's game. Something you write by accident and you go, why did I write that? And you back the typewriter up, type over it. You want me to throw to Dale and Scott? Paul, do you? Okay. Okay. Maine earns the weekend sweep over the Merrimack College Warriors tonight with a 7-4 victory, and some of those final things I talked about coming up at this break were Dale Duff and Scott Smith with their thoughts on tonight's game. Guys?
Well, another outstanding all-around team performance. Good goaltending from Garth Snow, a couple of goals from Barkley, and a couple of goals from Robitaille. Montgomery had a goal and 2 assists, including the tying school record assist mark of 51 by Dave Capuano. And the Bears playing well, particularly at home.
Well, Maine came out and, as we always say, did all the right things, and they had great goaltending, as Garth, as you mentioned. One thing to note, Merrimack really didn't have that much confidence coming in tonight's game, and they played fairly well. So if they end up here in the playoffs, it should make for an interesting series.
Right now, Maine is in first place over Boston College by a point. They've got a couple of games. BC has a couple of games in hand over Maine. So right now, Maine's lead is just 1 point. If Maine finishes up in first place, they will likely play Northeastern here. If they finish up in second place, they'll likely play Lowell here. If they end up in third place, probably Merrimack here in the semifinals, in the quarterfinals of Hockey East. And Maine finishes its home season with a record of 18-1-2. You just can't beat the Bears very often here.
It's a tough place to play, and they proved it once again.
So the Bears beat Merrimack 7-4. We go to Dave Allers, who tells you what's coming up next. Dave?
Well, thanks, Dale. Our next game along the stations of the Maine Broadcasting System will be March 2nd. So that is Maine basketball against the Vermont Catamounts. The Black Bears losers tonight in non-conference action, but this is an important game in the North Atlantic Conference, and you'll be able to catch it all here live beginning at 1 o'clock. That game March 2nd, Maine and Vermont. So for Dale Duff, Scott Smith, and our entire production staff here at the Alfond Arena tonight, I'm Dave Allers, thanking you for joining us. The final score from the Alfond Arena, the Black Bears 7 and the Merrimack College Warriors 4. We thank you for joining us.